yeah, let's find these pirates. Now, this, it says, threat 6. I can take on threat 4s easily enough solo and not in the big ship. So let's go and see what this does. This will be nice. If I can take on threat 6 solo, I am sorted. Let's put... I'm not going to need engines for this, so all power to shields and weapon systems. Let's get my guns up. Yeah, my Corvette is nearly 100% engineered. I mean, all the guns are, the shields are, the armor is, frameshift drive, the engines, the thrusters, the shield boosters. Anything important. I've got a little bit of room left inside, as I say, I might add some Guardian shield boosters onto. That's all about it. That's all really I have to engineer. All the hull and armor is. We did a big effort where I made a massive crafting list on Inara. I did all the recipes on, and then just went out and gathered all the materials it told me to get, which took some effort, and then did all the crafting all at once. And yeah, it transforms the ship completely. It's still strong without the engineering. It's a hell of a lot stronger with it. The biggest issue I had, let's just restart. Oh, I'll edit that. I'll cut that bit out. Where the game crashed. The biggest issue I had was actually just finalizing the weapons loadout on it, because the hard points on this thing are not very well placed. There's 2 massive ones, which you'll see firing from over my head. They're the big ones, the huge ones. They're fun. They're good. And there's 2 tiny ones on the nose, which are also good. You've got 2 mediums on the side and a large underneath, and you can't get them all to converge very well. Convergence is really bad on this, so it took me quite a while to figure out how I was going to fit this ship out between fixed weapons and gimbaled weapons and everything else. The original plan was to have 2 huge plasma accelerators behind the cockpit, but I couldn't get it to work so well with those. And well, I could. I mean, I could hit things with it, but I wasn't firing them as much as I wanted to. And those are the big points on the ship. Whatever in those sockets, you want shooting as much as possible. And it just... I felt like I was missing out on damage, so I changed those over to multi-cannons, which are really nice. So yes, fully engineered up. And I'm happy with the build, because I use this for farming, bounty hunting sites, you know, resource extraction sites, and combat zones, although I haven't been into a combat zone with it yet. It wasn't my intention to use it for these missions. I've got a friend who unlocked their Corvette exactly the same time, or within a minute anyway. Get the guns out, get the fighter out.
Copy that. Going live. Stand
Let
by.
me see, what have we got here? We've got, what's the guy called? There's kind of vulture there. Is this all there is?
Now active.
There's a Fer De Lance, that's a problem. There's a lot of things here. Okay, these, if I'm lucky, well, I say lucky, these things might bug out. This is going to be a mission target, isn't it? Okay, we're in a wing of 3. Let's cheat. I'm going to ram the bastard. Wakey. Ah, I missed him. Damn. Damn. I thought I'd get a head start before he goes hostile by ramming him. I'm going to try that again. As soon as I pull the trigger, the hostilities start. No, he's done it again, has he? Nope. Well, there's half a ring of shield off him. Okay, let's go get him. Let's see how much this hurts, because I don't know how many of his allies are going to open up here.
Sure thing. Focusing fire on the primary
Shield breach
target.
attack. Alright, I'm just going to put all guns on him. Multi-cannons aren't the thing to really get shields down, but we don't think we're going to have the luxury of time. See him? Come on, fighter. I've got... Looks like it's just his wing of 3 have attacked us, so that's okay. I think my shields will take that. They're holding strong at the moment. Let's power those shields down. Come on. I need more power in the weapons here. I don't care about saving ammunition for this. guy's definitely a little bit stronger. With the Fer De Lance, once we get those shields down, his hull should rapidly disintegrate. Come on, multi-cannons. Come on, come on. Let's get those shields down. Mine are... I've lost the outer ring of shields, so about a third down. Could set my fighter onto somebody else, but to distract them, but I'm not going to. Shields. Oh, nearly. Come on, come on. Don't you dare power those back up.
Shields are down. Rerouting power.
Oh, well, there goes my fighter, I think. That's more like it. Right, his hull's going to drop really quick now. My shields are okay. They're holding strong. If we get down to another ring, I'll pop a booster. Go on, I've got another multi-cannon on the bottom that needs to get up there. %. Come on, come on. He's gone. Yes.
Shields are down.
Right.
Rerouting power to systems.
Let's just power these back up.
I hope your insurance is up to date, Commander.
Insurance? I have lots of insurance. Go out in the spare.
Copy. I'm deploying fire.
Okay. All right.
Clear of the mothership.
We've got the big guy,
When you are.
so that's okay. Attack that. Shields
Roger
are now
that,
good.
Commander. I'm moving into attack.
We should be fine. Fixed beams. Oh, I love fixed beams on this. The reason I had gimbaled on to try. I don't like them. Actually, this makes it a bit easy. If I target a module, it just makes it easy to see where I'm aiming at. I had gimbals on to try and didn't like them purely because if the enemy use chaff a lot, they're ineffective. And I tried a mixture of fixed and gimbal, and that did my head in because I had so many gun sights on the screen, and I couldn't tell which was which. So that didn't work too well. And then I actually settled on fixed ones, but I had to use the small points on the front and the mediums on the side because I found that was the best convergence. I didn't really get any other setup to work very well. I tried all sorts of things. Big, huge fixed ones, they worked well, but I wanted something kinetic in there or something for stripping hull. These guys have definitely got improved shields over standard NPCs, I feel. I'm going to pile all my guns in to try and knock that shield as fast as possible. Give him a little kiss there. Go on. That's it. Shields are down. I could launch a fighter. I don't feel like I need to. I feel like I've got these guys. So yeah, the fixed beams are sometimes a little tricky against smaller targets, but they're no problem at all against big stuff, and they're good for stripping shields off anacondas and python and the like. I'd be hitting a lot more if I wasn't trying to talk through this and lose concentration. 22%. Yeah, he's down. Okay, time for his mate. I might as well deploy this. Oh, he's still there? Oh, I thought my guy was dead.
Sure thing. Focusing fire on the primary target.
Here we go. A little bit of thrust. Probably turn flight assist off for those turns, but let me just target a module. There we go. Makes it much easier to see what I'm aiming at. What have I targeted? The drive. Okay, that's fine. It won't do any damage to them. It doesn't really work on NPCs so much anyway. They tend to be able to manage no matter how many modules you're destroying them, because there used to be a trick where you could just target the enemy's power plant and nuke it, and it would blow up with the ship and the enemy. It's still at like 90% hull and stuff. But that's not the case anymore. You got a Corvette, by the way? Rock and roll? Give him a good singeing there. Just an Anaconda. What do you think of the Anaconda? I haven't got one yet. And I almost wish I'd got one for this job, because the hard point placement is a lot better on them, from what I understand. But I got this, and they don't require a rank grind as well, which is nice. That's a bit too far for that. I've got short-range blasters on the multi-cannons. Gives them a lot more damage. No real penalty apart from that they have a max range of 2 kilometers. So I've got to remember not to just fire away like a lunatic like I used to. Right, let's use some more thrust on here. Catch these guys out a bit better. Shields down, shields down. I'm not getting that lower multi-cannon on very well. Need to pull the nose up a bit more for that. I think there. There we go. The lower one's got the corrosive shell on, so I need that hitting. This has been a long fight. But it's interesting to see that I can take these things on solo if I'm paying attention. Why isn't that lower multi-cannon? Oh, it's reloading, okay. I've got auto loader on the 2 big ones, so they never have to reload, which is really nice.
Power to systems.
That vulture is very busy trying to take my fighter out. Come on. There we go, we got him. By God, that took some fighting. You don't feel like grinding anymore? No, I'm past that point now. I'm just at the point where I'll build ships for fun and do some crazy stuff, which is what we want. Oh, these guys aren't enemies? In that case, we should leave those alone. Fly out this way, and we'll go and get some materials that have dropped whilst we look at the rest of the missions. Pulse lasers on top and multis on the bottom of the Anaconda, all gimbal. Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice way. And I quite like the gimbals on here when they worked. And the Corvette is just maneuverable enough to make it work with fixed stuff when I'm paying attention. But when the enemies use chaff and it just throws all the gimbaled weapons off and they can't get a lock. I know you can untarget and fire them manually like they're fixed, but it's I found that fiddly, shall we say. Found that a bit fiddly. Let's go out here and drop a limpet collector for these goodies. Just the one will do. Bring the fighter back.
Roger that. Commencing fighter recovery.
Expired? Did I open the cargo hatch and it hit him so hard it destroyed the limpet? Is that... I don't know, they sometimes do die. We will get these goodies. There we go. Put the guns away. Cargo hatch is open. Let's go and get some goods. Yeah, my mate who just got the Corvette, he's put mostly pulse lasers on the front and then 2 huge short-range plasma on top. So it's pretty dangerous when he gets in close with that. Brooksy, is this game still worth playing? You've not played for 2 years, but looking at jumping back in. The engineering grind put you off 2 years ago. It's definitely worth playing, but as I was saying to someone else earlier, you have to spend the same amount of time playing as you do reading up on how to play the damn thing, because as someone who's got back into it after a 5-year break, nothing works quite as you'd expect from the description in the game. And every time I play this, there's always something I have to go and Google or check up on YouTube or something. The engineering grind, I know exactly what you mean. It is a bit of a beast, but I don't tend not to look at it as a grind, and there are ways to kind of shortcut it a little bit too. Here we've got one. So what I do is I make like a plan. A full ship build takes a lot of grinding, but I'll maybe think, right, I'm going to engineer the plasma cannons, and I'll get the recipe and materials and just go and get those. make those, and then see what I want to move on to next. And I found that's a much more manageable way of approaching that grind. But yeah, the game itself is good. It's maybe not as deep as it could be, but there is certainly lots to do. But I quite like the engineering, apart from the grindy bit, but I like the fact that you can tailor your weapons and ship builds to whatever you want. And you come out with some crazy ones. Like my favourite is probably the all frag cannon, what's the word, chieftain. It's absolutely double-shotted frag cannons, absolutely murderous. They just destroy everything instantly. They don't have a lot of ammo, but sneak up on an anaconda, pirate anaconda, and with 3 presses of the trigger, there go the shields, and another 3, and it's dead. And it's just so sweet. It's really sweet. It's a short-range all-or-nothing ship, but I like being able to build crazy stuff like that. Do we have any missions in this system now? No, I think I've done them all. So it was... We haven't killed Dwayne Dibley. We'll get him another day, I think. Make sure I've got nothing else in here. That one's done. So that was a pirate assassination wing mission, which wasn't as dangerous as I thought. And that's another mission I've got to do sometime. Okay, well that was fine. But yeah, it's worth getting back into, and it's worth getting back into with an idea of what goal you want to have. Whether you want to go off and do some exploration, or just become elite in some rankings, or just have fun with friends, which is the best way to play it. Right, I am going to go and park this up, and we're going to go and get another ship, and just go and try some slightly different builds out on it. There we go. We're going to park it up there. But yeah, I started playing this, I think, 2015 or 16. I forget when it was. It was pretty much as it came out. Put about 37 hours into it and then stopped. Frameshift drive charging. Because, I don't know why. Maybe I was busy with other stuff at the time. Maybe it just got to the point where I thought, well, there's just... I don't know, I couldn't see a goal, or didn't have a goal in mind. And just got back into it recently because a friend got me back into it, and I'm glad I did because I've enjoyed it. So yeah, the Federal Corvette, the murder boat. It is pretty handy for clearing out big missions, wing missions, resource extraction sites and combat zones, and it can stay there for ages, which is nice. So, but set up like this, it's effective. It's not the most fun, without a doubt. So I'm going to try and build a ship which is going to be more fun. I don't want mirror... Oh, am I in the wrong place? I'm not in the right place yet. Don't want to land at the wrong station. I might be wanted here. I've got to be careful. Oh, thanks for the follow, Brooksy. If you're going to get back into it, we do have a Discord channel. There should be a link in chat or down below. And we have a dedicated elite channel in there where anyone, or new players especially, or people returning to the game, can just ask some questions or look for someone to connect up with. I think we've got a few elite players in the group. You're elite for exploration and trading. Need to complete the combat rank. Yeah, the combat rank, I think that's a slow one, because I recently got elite for exploration. I had to unlock 2 engineers, and to do that you had to have travelled a minimum of 5,000 light years from start. So I thought, right, I'm going to do it to get it unlocked. And I thought, well, I might as well do a great big loop. And all the exploration data coming back from that turned into a 12,000 light year round trip, which I really enjoyed. Got me easily to elite, so that was quite nice. And I got my name on some first discovery Earth likes and systems and all sorts, so it was good. I enjoyed the exploration a lot more than I thought I would. I thought it would be just slow, boring, grindy, monotonous, staring at space most of the time. And oddly enough, it's all of those things, but it's strangely satisfying as well, and I really enjoyed it. Is it really snowing with you? Considering you're just down the road from me, that is a concern. It was snowing a little bit here. Hang on, let's just park this up. Okay, that should fly me in. Did I... Damn, I have some bounty vouchers I forgot to hand in at that last place. Never mind. Job's done now. Ah, interesting. It's not snowing here. It's just wet. So, that's it. That's it. Winter. Beautiful time to be in the UK. It sort of tried sleeting on here, and then it's just given out in favour of rain. But you're a little bit higher up than me, so you got your own ecosystem up there in the cold, frozen wastelands of Richmond. Yeah, winter. It's like summer, but with more ice. It's probably a good way of describing the UK summer and winter. Oh, so you can probably hear my voice going a little bit today. I'm just coming down with a cold, which is part of the reason I didn't fancy starting a new game after finishing Cyberpunk. I just want something I can just chill out with without having to engage my brain too much, which will be nice. So, back to Elite. I feel like I've pretty much finished with my Corvette, as in not playing with it, but as in the build of it. And we'll use it to go and do missions to get materials and earn a few credits and things. I've started doing the power play to unlock the power play modules, but I'm not engaging in combat with other players. I'm literally trying to do it passively, trying to unlock better frag cannons and shields and stuff. So now that I feel like I've completed, or as far as I want to go with the Corvette build for that job, I've got to look at other projects. I need to get a Thargoid killing ship at some point, but I'm not too concerned with going after those at the moment. I just want something fun that I can fly around in and just nuke stuff. Silly builds, all plasma cannon builds, all railgun builds, stuff like that. Stuff that you can just do crazy things with. That's ram stuff to death. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for now. Rather than having to play properly, play dangerously. Oh, who's that going in? Is that a Type 9? We're likely to see some of the players around here because I'm playing in open, and this is a very popular place with players, being as the ships are on discount. And so far, had 24. 24, there it is. Oops. Got my ass stuck in the entrance again. Come on over. Come on over, you big beastie. That's it. Just there. Perfect. Repairs. Oh yeah, I got a shot at something, went straight through the shields, didn't I? Yeah, they have engineered weapons. Right. So, throw out some suggestions at me, folks. What shall I stream on Thursday? I mean, I have various games. Three that I've sort of lined up are Deliver Us the Moon. I don't know too much about, but it sounds good. I know some people were streaming it last month, I think, or maybe before Christmas. I've got Plague Tale Innocence. These are all from Game Pass, by the way. I've got a Game Pass membership now. And Crusader Kings 3, which was one I was going to buy and play anyway, but as it's on Game Pass, I shall enjoy it through that. Yeah, I forgot about the bounty money. I forgot to go to that system and hand in. I don't think there's I can do it from here, can I? No, they don't have a faction here. I'll be back there at some point. How much was it for those 3 ships that I blew up anyway? 1.3 million. Yeah, that's pretty tidy. Let's change my ship anyway. I don't think there's anything else I have to do here. So let me get my space taxi out. Oh, actually I could test this out in the crate. Because I have. That's mostly engineered. That was my previous combat ship for PvE. Yeah, let's go straight into that one, because that's pretty good. Let's use this. And I want to try some all-plasma builds. I think I've maybe tried this all-plasma. I can't remember. The crate is a good-looking ship. It's a really good ship all round. It's got decent maneuverability, especially when it's engineered. Why have I put it away damaged? That's bad of me. It's got excellent weapon placement. It's got a really good capacitor. It can stick a fighter in, which I have. Let's make sure he's active. Yep, he's active. Let's go to outfitting. What have I got on this at the moment? I've got 3 shield boosters. I don't know if they're engineered all the way up. They might not be. This is mostly engineered. Actually, I could probably improve on a few of these things. I got it to the point where it was good enough, and I didn't feel the need to go up any further than that. I was using it for mission running as well, hence why it's got a big cargo capacity. Alright, let's have a look at the guns available then. Currently got my overcharged multi-cannons off. Let's ditch those. And I'm going to put some plasma. I want to see if this has the capacitor to run 5 plasma cannons. It might be a bit much. I'm not going to engineer the plasma to start with. We're just going to see what it does and what sort of damage that does. Because the other alternative is that if I use my Fer De Lance, which is, I think, a bit more maneuverable and more of a fighter than this. Store that. It doesn't matter if I accidentally sell one of these cannons because they're all overcharged, which is good, but I tend to prefer short range on the multi-cannons now. Let me just have a look. Make sure I haven't got any plasmas stocked up here. I haven't. Okay. This is going to be expensive. I do get a discount here. Plasma accelerator. I'm not going to engineer these unless it looks like it's going to be a viable build. So, it's going to use a lot of energy and a lot of heat, this. Buy. The good thing about buying modules is if you don't like them, you sell them and you get all your money back. It's nice that. You never feel like you're losing out by experimenting in this. So, just going to watch that power drain. I don't think I'll be able to do this because I think it'll cook my ship with heat. But I'd love to put 5 of these bad boys on and have them all as short-range blasters for the 60-75% damage increase. Because these weapons, you only use them at short range anyway. Let's see what this does. So once we've figured out that we can actually use them, we then work out what we need to do to the ship to make them work. As in extra power, a better capacitor, heat management, whatever. And we'll engineer for that. But let's see if these will work at all. All fired, all at once. Oh, yes. What's that got on? We've got Discovery and Olympic controllers. Okay. I mean, I do need a Discovery... Oh, yeah, I need a Discovery scanner on, but not working at the same time. I might... No, that's fine. Let's leave it all in one big fire group. I was going to set another fire group where it only fires 1 or 2 to save on... It might be a good idea, just to save on ammunition. So we'll put these... If I think I can finish it off with the 2 mediums, for example, we'll do that. Right, let's launch and give this a go. I think I've got everything I want. Let's try it out. Now this is the one thing I need to learn in this, and this is something I haven't spent enough time working on yet, is to fly with flight assist off. Not all the time. That's hard. But it makes the ship a bit more maneuverable and flies less like a jet fighter, more like a spaceship should. But I've got a button where I can turn flight assist off so I can make quicker turns. I'll probably need to get into the habit of doing that, and I need to practice with it more. But that's not necessarily a job for today. You guys got any suggestions, by the way, for the next game you'd like to see me playing? Throw me some of your favourites. Also, on the list, but not... Well, not next, but not that far away in the future, is Divinity Original Sin 2, which I'll hopefully be playing... There you go, there's another commander coming in a Type 10 Defender. I accidentally shot another commander earlier. I didn't kill him. He flew in front of my laser beams, and he probably thought I was attacking him. Ooh, how close can we get? I should probably not do this, it might annoy him. Let's wave the wings at him and see if he responds. No. Probably wondering what the hell I'm doing, so let's move on. Right. Let's go and find some pirates to kill. Do I have them? Oh, bollocks. I have to scan again. I better not get the wrong button on this. Do not fancy a great big fine shooting the guns outside of the space station. Let's put them away. So I'm looking for a hazardous. There we go.
Cannot comply.
Oh, I've got the landing gear up.
Landing gear retracted.
And off we go. Yes, what was I talking about? New games? Yes, Divinity Original Sin 2, which I'm really looking forward to. That is well, it should be a fantastic game. The first one was amazing. I mean, I really, really enjoyed it. So I'm hoping number 2 is going to be the best, which we should be playing multiplayer with Tom, Voice of Todd, when I start that one up. We'll work out a schedule for that suits us. What else have I got to play in the near future? I don't feel like I've got a lot of games lined up, or I don't feel like there's any on my horizon coming out that I'm particularly excited for. In a year or so's time, there's Baldur's Gate 3, which I'll pick back up then when it's fully finished and released. That'll be good, because I enjoyed the first installment of the early access. But I want to wait for that to be finished. And then Medieval Dynasty, or Medieval Dynasty, another early access game that I really liked. Needs some work, so I'm looking forward for that one to be finished. But I think that's a year or two off as well. I guess there's a Subnautica one. I don't know when that comes out. Is it below zero or sub-zero? Based on how good Subnautica was, I might give that a play. But yeah, open to suggestions and ideas. All welcome. I can only say no, or I can only say played it, don't like it, read it, played it, don't like it. So throw some at me, folks. So I'm going to need more pips in weapons here. The crate has I think an oversized capacitor, which means it's generally considered larger than it's needed for a ship of this size. So hopefully that'll help recharge the capacitor for these plasma guns, because these are going to take some power and generate some heat. But I need to figure out whether I need to engineer the guns for less power and heat, make them efficient, which works, or whether I can engineer the ship to manage the heat and produce more power, and therefore I can engineer the guns for tons more damage. I don't think that's going to be an option with this, because they generate heat like that as well. It'll cook the ship badly, but we'll see what it does. Elite's got its own expansion coming out as well later this year. I think it's called Odyssey. I don't know what it's going to be like. I do have concerns about it, but I haven't played it or looked into it too much. It basically gives you feet and legs. You can leave the ship and run around with blasters, I think, in like a first-person shooter, or at least first-person movement. So I don't know if it's going to be good. There are quite a few systems in this game where I feel like the developers put them in and say, yeah, we've done that, we're finished now, move on to the next project, and then don't ever go back to check that it's all working properly, which is obviously it's a content. Am I not got my Super Cruise assist on there? There we go. So if they do that with the expansion, I'm not saying they will, I'm not saying they're not up to the job, I'm just saying that sometimes they put something into the game and then move on to other projects and don't have the resources or time to come back and fix whatever issues need fixing. And I hope that won't be the case with this, but considering how wonky some of the mission systems are, some of the planetary landings, some of the, well, all sorts of systems in this game, let's just see how that goes. It will be interesting, as they say. Just watching my bitrate jumping up and down there. I'm not losing any frames, as far as I can tell, so... I guess it's just Twitch. Twitch doing Twitch things. See if I can get into this a bit faster. Oh, hang on, that looks like... that's a big semi-invisible ring. Right, I'll approach from opposite the planet side then. So, the question with this build is... Obviously, we're going to make it better with engineering. But we need to see which bits need engineering. The question I first need to answer is, can I power shoot all 5 guns without having to engineer them for efficiency? That's going to be the first thing. It's probably not going to work, but let's see what happens. 100 rounds apiece. There we go. We've got all 5. I wonder if do the large ones... They obviously have more boot-up time. Do they also take a little bit longer to... Let's try... 3 to engines, 3 to weapons. It weakens my shields, but if we're not getting shot, it won't matter. Let's see what we've got to shoot. I'll try without my fighter to start with. To see if I can take stuff down. It still feels... Oh, I've got 3 in weapons. In engines, this is going to feel quite maneuverable. Where's this guy at? Oh, he's not moving. I think he's going to be innocent. Whatever the hell that is that's shooting is not innocent, though. Python. Let me go and try a Python. They pay good money. Is he just spinning? Someone's attacking him. Oh, he's wanted. All right. We're going in. This will be fun. So, we get up nice and close. We want to be within 1,000 meters for maximum damage on this. So I think they have a fall off. The longer we get away. These things are hard to hit with from long range, so... Whoop! That's too fast. I'm going in too hot. Been used to flying the Corvette, which is nowhere near as maneuverable as this. 1 kilometer, that would do. Okay, let's get in nice and close and give him a massive shock. That got a bit warm. Okay. It's gonna give me a temperature warning on it. Wow! That felt nice. That felt so nice. Bring it up, bring it up. Can I power... Depends what I can... Can I power all of these at once or not? Ooh, I'm going to need more pips in weapons for this. I'm not getting shot, so... Tell you what, I better put 1 in shields, otherwise I will have no defences. I'm going to lob some... There. That wasn't a very good shot. Damn, I didn't have the power then. I don't think I had the power to unload all 5. My shields are going to go down if he shoots me. Right, let's play this a bit more sensibly. I'm not using the thrusters at all. I'd love to know what's shooting him. So he's going that way. Let's see if we can cut him off.
Target shields online.
Nice and close. He's just thrusted away. Whoa, that was nice. Yeah. It's... No, he's not dead. He is now. Okay, so... Yeah, that got a bit hot at the end. And I haven't got... I'm going to have to put 4 pips in weapons to run this. So... This is with a super... What is it? Supercharge? Charge enhanced capacitor. So they recharge faster. I think if I wanted to do this, I think I would have to make the weapons easier to shoot. So I think we'd have to go for efficiency. Yeah, you can see one of the large cannons there, the one at the top right. It hasn't fired as much as the others. Hasn't had to reload, which means it's never had enough energy in the capacity to shoot the whole lot all off at once. That's interesting. Maybe something else to kill. Yeah, let's go for a little fast ship. Oh, I think he's just cruising there, is he? I think someone's killing him.
Target shields online.
Right, so we're looking for all his shields and all his health in one go. I mean, he's down to 15% health, so this shouldn't be too hard. Yes, there's a little bit of drift on the crates. Oh, he's not going behind the asteroid. Okay, and... Ooh. I probably... That wasn't very effective at all. I probably could have rammed him for better damage than that. Nope. This is a close range, I don't bother weapon. Can we get in there? Can we get in there? There. That was the one. Yeah, the downside of me having to put 4 pips to weapons is obviously I can't put as much energy into the shields, so they're not quite as strong. But the biggest trade-off is maneuverability. We lose a bit of maneuverability. Hang on, what was that fight? What was that fight? What have we got going on over there? It's a long way off. He's clean. So what's chasing him? An eagle. 3 out. I don't want a wing of 3. Not when I'm messing about with these. Let's find something big and fat and slow.
Scan detected.
Anyone else tried any sort of crazy ship builds? I like the ones that are a bit ridiculous. Like the ones that have all of just one type of weapon. He's just there. So this is definitely a sneak up and annihilate them type of weapon. Now why is it only giving me those pips? Okay, I've got it. Boom! No, I don't think I have enough firepower. That was a really bad shot as well. I don't think I have enough energy to get all these guns firing as often as I would like. Take that! Ramming. Always the best. Free damage. That doesn't cost any ammunition at all. I'll track him down. Because if I had a fighter on him... Did he just dare to hit me with his own plasma? Cheeky sod. This is definitely something you want to get in close for. Let's try thrusting down. Let's keep him turning towards me. Nah, that was not enough lead. I could do with some extra maneuverability. So it's either a different ship or just really engineer these weapons for to use less energy, I think. But we're not done yet. Yeah, when it comes to dogfighting, I am just not up to killing these things fast enough. That was a bad shot. Shouldn't have even tried that one. There you go. That didn't work quite as intended.
Taking damage. Hull breach attack.
Really? A hull breach attack? How dare he? Oh, is he firing bloody
Taking heat damage.
missiles at them. Okay, we got him. That was a little bit expensive in the way of hulls and stuff. Okay, I should have watched my shields going down. Right, so that idea of then engineering 5 plasma for maximum damage, that's not going to work. Not on this. Because I can't afford the energy and the heat build-up. We took a bit of hull damage. I'm going to go back and repair. What was the... Yeah, all the modules are damaged. Now, I don't know how much of that was from heat damage and how much of that was from the direct damage once my shields went down. So let's sod off. Get fixed. Get some bounties claims, which will pay for the repairs anyway. And go and try a different ship with a slightly different prospect. Yeah, I'll dump some of these off. I don't know. I don't know if I like this on the crate. I think I need more maneuverability on this. Let's go.
Frameshift drive charging.
Any suggestions, chat? It's gone awfully quiet over there.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Oh, my head's sort of all fuzzy and buzzy today. I've got those, you know, those like tired eyes where you got the start of a cold coming on. Hopefully it's not going to get any worse. Right, let's figure out where we're going. I mean, it is a bit mental trying to run all plasma accelerators on a ship like this. Or on any ship, really. I don't think they're designed for that job. Really, they're designed as, like, complementary weapons. Or supplementary weapons. To go with something else that has either longer range, easier to hit with, uses less energy. But I'm going to try and find the build that allows me to totally fit a ship out with them. So we can rip stuff up. Well, I have to say, that wasn't quite as... what's the word? Satisfying. When we landed the full volleys, it wasn't quite as satisfying as I'd hoped it would be. Pretty sure if I can break the game in my favour, I'll find a way. Well, you saw my Chieftain shotgun build, did you? Or didn't you? Because that was awesome. That annihilates things in seconds. It's amazing, and it's amazingly good fun. The trouble is, you're out of ammunition after killing 5 or 6 pirates. That's it. Ammo's gone. Go home. Reload. But those 5 or 6 pirates are gone in 5 or 6 minutes. So that is awesome fun. Just looking for something that has that huge alpha damage, that huge alpha strike, because I find stuff like that really fun. There's also another option for this. We're going to go and get the other ship and try that. My Fer De Lance. Which is... I think it's faster and more manoeuvrable than this, but it's not engineered, so it's more stock. So it might actually not be. But that is like a heavy fighter. And that thing... Well, we've got a couple of options. There's the big plasma cannons. There's also the old railgun build, which might just be more fun. Also, the Fer De Lance is really quick, so it's good for catching runners. So therefore, I could get away with short-range blasters on that, the extra damage, and still catch people when they run away. I don't know, but I like trying to break games. You love the Fer De Lance design? It looks the best, and it comes with an awesome colour scheme as well that I never felt the need to modify. It just looks really, really good. The only thing I don't like about it... I don't mind the way it's balanced out for gameplay-wise. That's absolutely fine. Or unbalanced, as some people claim. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's like a 2-seat cockpit, and you sit on one side. So it's not a symmetrical cockpit like this. It's it feels like you're looking out like you sat to one side and looking out. It doesn't cause any problems. It just doesn't look right, and I find that a little bit off-putting. I think the Python's the same. You'll see what I mean anyway when I go and get it. But, yeah, other than that, it's a really cool ship. Really cool ship. I like building different ships for different purposes. That's always fun. You know, like if you play, I don't know, Forza, you've got a different car for each different type of race. And it's the same in this. Different ships for different jobs. And it gives you something to do. And oh, God, are we stuck again? Are we stuck in endless... Oh, speaking of endless space, I mean, that is a game, I'm sure, but there's Everspace 2, which is going into early access. That's something I could look at. I'm generally less keen to play early access games. Well, I mean, I found some awesome ones, but at the same time, I feel like it sometimes feels like you spoil your experience of it. And you're better off waiting for the full thing to come out. But, I don't know. I don't know. Too many choices.
Access authorized. Proceed to Bay 1-5.
Okay, we've got some repair bills from this. Imagine playing in the cockpit from Apollo 13 movie with tiny windows. Yeah. I mean, those are claustrophobic looking things. I've totally overshot the entrance to the station here. Reading chat.
Commander, reduce your speed immediately.
Yeah. Stop telling me off for speeding. And we're fine. We're fine. Just leave a little paint. What number are we? 15? There it is. Yeah, we went around the Kennedy Space Center in America and saw lots of the capsules and modules and shuttles and things that we use. And some of the early capsules on like the pre-moon flight rockets that they just orbited Earth and stuff, they were tiny. They were so cramped. And I can't imagine spending a day or two, or however long it was, in one of those. It's totally claustrophobic. Totally.
Docking successful. Commence power down. Station services are at your disposal.
That's why you didn't want to watch my Cyberpunk stream? Sorry, what was that? Oh, for the... you didn't want to spoil it for yourself, yeah. So I'd forgotten why I was... forgotten what I'd been talking about. Yeah, that's totally understandable. And it's why I'd avoided all Cyberpunk content before I got the game. The last trailer I watched for it was about 18 months ago. And then the streams and other people put up, reviews. I mean, I heard what people were saying about it, but I avoided watching them because I didn't want any spoilers. I wanted to experience the whole thing. And the whole thing left me feeling a bit... It wasn't quite as good as I had hoped. And for me, I didn't enjoy it as much as I had hoped, I should say. Right then, so not as much in bounties that time. Let me just remove... In fact, I'm just going to go and sell those guns. I don't think I'm going to use the crate for this job. And as I say, we get the cash back. I think. Pretty sure we get the full cash back. And then I'll go and get my Fer De Lance. I'll go and take my space taxi out to go and get it. So are you going to play, or when are you thinking of playing Cyberpunk then, rock and roll? Is it something you've got on your list to do soon, or are you going to wait? So my advice is to wait. Give it a year. Let them bring out all the DLC that they're going to do, and then play it then. They'll have changed so much about the game by then, I think. All the little details that maybe I didn't like now, I suspect many of them will have changed. I think generally, you're going to wait at least a year. Yeah, because I'm probably going to do my review of it tomorrow, and I've already got the thumbnail set. I'm going to have a big panel saying, come back in 2 years. So yeah, 2 years to get all the stuff out, the expansions, find it on sale at some point. It'll be a much better deal and a much better experience. Let's change over to my... Where is he? The hauler. Let's go with that one. Oh, I've got too much cargo. Hang on a sec. Ben McMittens, thank you for the follow. You've been watching my Hearts of Iron UK playthrough, I think. Am I thinking of the right person? Yeah, nice to see you here too. Thanks for coming over. How far through are you, moment, and are you enjoying it? Twin Lance Black, thank you for the follow too. Thanks, guys. What was I doing? I was just changing the cargo, wasn't I? So I need to go to this. Better fix it up. Just get rid of these limpets so I can go and change to Space Taxi. Yeah, it's a bit of a chill stream today because I'm not feeling terribly well. And I didn't want to put any sort of brain-burning game on. So I thought we'll chill out with this while we discuss what games we're going to... or what game I'm going to stream next. We're on to the 4th episode. I think I was still setting up the Navy and stuff by there. Is that right? I was just trying to get the country sorted out how I wanted it. I really enjoyed that playthrough. It was good fun. Use that one. So yeah, on Thursday, I mean, Elite is just something I use often to fill in a stream when I either don't want to or can't play anything else. Or I don't have anything lined up. But on Thursday, I'll be playing something new. And at the moment, I'm thinking of either Crusader Kings 3, Plague Tale Innocence, because I think that's fairly short, or Deliver Us the Moon. So I've got 3 ideas, and I'm open to more. I've also got, and I haven't played this yet because I bought it in a Steam sale. And yeah, I am guilty of this, buying games on sale and then not getting around to playing them. Where are we going with this one? We're going to... We're not going there. We're going there. And we're going to bring a big ship back. Or we're going to try to. Yes, I got the Hunt Showdown, which is it's a 2-player sort of battle royale, but set in like steampunk Wild West versus a demonic invasion. It's kind of a hard setting to describe. But was I building an army in India too there? I think I'm probably done with Hearts of Iron 4 now. Who knows though? I mean, they keep making expansions. It won't be long, I'm sure, before they're working on a Hearts of Iron 5. Continue this. I'm sure they're going to continue the series, but I haven't heard anything to that regard. So yeah, the Hunt Showdown. I was going to play it with Aimless. I'm sure some of you guys know him. He's probably live now streaming War Thunder, actually. Streams a lot of that. But his computer died on him when we bought it in the sale. And then we've never got around to playing it since, so I need to give that a look. It's been out a while, that one, but it does look really fun. And I've always fancied it and always held off buying it. And there was an extremely good sale on it. I can't remember how much there was discounted, but it was a lot, so took the opportunity to get it. Yes, best time to buy games, probably 2 years after they're released. So you get the definitive edition with all the expansions, all the free DLC, all the patches, all the bugs fixed, and then you find them on sale and you get the best experience of that game that you can possibly get. I know you miss out on the excitement and hype of playing it when it first comes out, but in my experience, the majority of games, when they very first come out, are not as good as they are a year down the road. And I can't think of a game that I've played on release that I look back and think, I'm really glad I played that on release, and that was the best time to get it. Getting a bit warm there, Mark. It's flying through the outer edge of a star to refuel. I'm not in my Corvette now. This game, this is Elite Dangerous. This is another example. I did buy this when it came out because I was a huge fan of Elite 2, which was back in the 90s. The original Elite was back in the 80s, I think. And it's like a space trading game. Well, it's not just trading. Space trading, combat, exploration. Almost like a space simulator, but not quite. It's more like... Certainly the combat is more leaning towards real physics and stuff than something like Star Wars Squadrons, which is just like a space dogfighter. It's like a sandbox game, so you kind of do what you want. It's multiplayer. This is online at the moment. I'm in open, and it's best played with friends. But it's a game I got back in when it came out, 2015, I think, maybe 16, but I think it was 2015. I actually bought the lifetime expansion pass because I had that much faith in me enjoying it. And I just didn't get into it at the time. It was really this is a complicated game. There's a lot of reading up and learning to do. And I was busy with World of Tanks at the time. So I didn't give this the time it needed. And I just put it to one side. And I thought, well, that was a load of money wasted. I shouldn't have bought that Lifetime Expansion Pass. And I bought this joystick and throttle to go with it at the same time. Never got the money's worth out of them. Until the last 3 or 4 months when a friend started playing. It got me back into it. And I've absolutely loved it. So 4 or 5 years on, there's loads more stuff to do in the game now. Loads of improvements. It's generally easier. Still a lot of learning though. But yeah, it's several years on. And I mean, it's been given away free. There's various expansions. I think if you bought it from Steam now, people have bought it for $5 and stuff at the time. A lot less than I paid for it. So yeah, wait, get it cheap, get it fixed, get it finished, get it patched, and enjoy it more. It's definitely the case with games. I'm still trying to think of one that... All the games I know I've bought the moment they've released, certainly in the last few years, I've been disappointed with, or ones I've pre-ordered. But even going back, like Star Wars Galaxies, God, I remember that. I couldn't wait for that to come out. Went and bought it. This was when I still had dial-up internet connection. Got home, 14-hour download, patches and fixes. So that was kind of a disappointment. I still enjoyed the game. It was definitely better a year later when they'd improved a lot of stuff. But that was a little bit different. But generally, the longer you wait, the better deal you get, and the better the game becomes. Well, having said that, I just mentioned Star Wars Galaxy as an example. If you wait too long, developers actually completely killed and ruined that game with a surprise update they dropped on people. And it was such a change in the game that the game was no longer recognizable for what it was and for what players loved it for. And most of the player base deserted it, and it died a horrible, lonely death, with no friends by its bedside. It was sad. It was really sad. So yeah, I suppose there are examples of developers ruining games as well. But another one that got a lot better with age, and not a lot of age, was I played this, I think the year before last, Lord of the Rings game, Mordor Shadow of War, is it? Oh, Middle-earth Shadow of War, sorry. Middle-earth Shadow of War. It's like Assassin's Creed meets Lord of the Rings. It's really, really good, and I loved every minute of playing the game. It's a sequel to another one, which is also very good. But when the game came out, it was stuffed full of loot boxes and microtransactions, and it went down to like a load of criticism. And the developers actually, I don't know, maybe after a year, I can't remember when, but they totally removed all of that. They had to redo the entire loot system from scratch to make it work with the new one they were putting in. But they got rid of all that bad stuff out of the game, and it just became an amazing game. So that one definitely improved with age. I mean, I didn't play it when it first came out. I saw it, but I wasn't aware of the issues it had with loot boxes and stuff. Again, I was busy with the games. But I played it. I got it cheap, obviously, in a sale, Steam sale. And I'm really glad I did, because I had such fun with that. I really should reinstall that one and play it again. It was so Assassin's Creed-y, it was better than the Assassin's Creed games. And the fact that it's set in the Lord of the Rings universe, yeah, that was good. Alright, catch you later, rock and roll. We'll catch you next time. Enjoy your dinner. And whatever you play after dinner, I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, we'll see you next time. I'm planning to stream on Thursday next. If anyone wants to see my schedule, it should be on the front page of my Twitch channel. And you can also do !schedule as an order, and it should come up. Then if I have a panel, do I have a panel for schedules anymore? I haven't looked at my panels in ages. Schedule. I need to update that. Yeah, I know, right, okay. That's something to do after the stream. I need to go and update my panel down below. God, I haven't looked at that in ages. I wonder what else is out of date down there. Hey, Pixie, how are you? Oh, sorry, it's not Pixie, is it? Is it Pixel? Just misread that as Pixie. How's it going anyway? We're just chilling out today while my brain rests and recovers and whilst we pick a new game to stream on Thursday. So we're trying some different and hopefully silly ship builds in Elite Dangerous. I want something that's fairly manoeuvrable and fast, but packs a massive punch. So basically, I'm trying to find something that I can strap 5 plasma accelerators to. It's basically going to be an engine with 5 plasma cannons strapped to it. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want in a ship. That's all it has to be. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Flying plasma bomb. And I'm trying to work out how I can do that before I spend a load of materials engineering everything and make a mistake. Not that that really matters, but it takes time to gather the materials. No expense, just time. And you don't get them back if they're not what you want. So we're taking it steady and seeing what we can build. I could have been clever and brought a cargo load of stuff over to sell, but it would have just been pennies in this thing. My space taxi. Oh shit, I haven't asked for permission to land. I do that a lot.
Request approved. Assigned to landing pad 29er. Automated docking assist is now in progress.
29? 29, there we go. We're coming in fast. I like playing around with the space stations. They don't like it. I get lots of complaints from the AI telling me to slow down, stop loitering, get out of the way. You don't have permission to be there. Go away. What's the first game that I ever played? Oh, well, no, well, it depends what counts. The first video game I ever played, my parents had one of those wooden Pong consoles you plugged into a telly. You had a knob on each side for each player, and it was just a bat. I don't know if you know Pong. It's back in, this was, I played it in the 80s, but they must have had this from the late 70s. And it's just a bat. You move up and you bounce a ball back across the screen to the other player. So technically that was the first. But the first proper computer game I had, the first computer I had was a Spectrum. And the first game I played, well, it would have been on my mate's Spectrum. And it would have been, it was like a clone of Space Invaders. It wasn't called that. It's called Earth Defenders? Space Defenders? I don't know. But it was basically a Space Invaders clone. So that would be the very first. First PC game I ever played was TIE Fighter, the Star Wars one, and that was really good. I actually bought a PC to play on it because I'd seen a friend playing on it, and I thought, I've got to have some of this. Being a bit of a Star Wars fan that I am. Right, let's switch over. Let's go to... I need to gradually transfer my ships to this other station anyway, because that's where I'm basing myself now. So I want... That one's a possibility, but it's a bit too slow. I want the really nice one. It's expensive. There we go. The Fer De Lance. It's got decent maneuverability, good speed. I need to work on this a bit. Quite a bit. Your first game was Pong. First computer game was on the ZX80. I never had a ZX80. My first Spectrum game... Well, the first of my own Spectrum games that I played... when I first got a Spectrum was Rambo First Blood Part 2. And it was weird because I'd got a Kempston joystick with the Spectrum. Well, no, I hadn't actually. It looked like it was a cheetah. Was it a cheetah joystick? God, I can't remember. It was awesome. And we plugged it in, and it used to come with 2 adapters. I can't remember why, but I thought you had to plug both of them in. And because my mate on his Spectrum used a Kempston joystick, when he had to select the controls, I thought you had to choose Kempston joystick. And it didn't work. But I played the game with it not working, and I thought, it's just the way it works. It must be. Fortunately, my dad sorted it out for us, and realised it wasn't supposed to be set up the way it was. And we got it working. Those were in the days when you got a manual with computers, and it told you what to do if you bothered to read it. Those were those different days indeed. Is there anything I need to do with this ship before I go? I don't think so. I will show you what it looks like before we fly off. Your first game was God of War 1 and 2 on the PlayStation 2. I didn't play many things on the PlayStation 2. I didn't have one, but one of my friends did. And I think the only thing we really played were the GTA games on there. Oh, you had a 16K Spectrum? That's one of the early ones. What was my first Spectrum was the plus 2, the 128K plus 2. It's amazing how they actually managed to make games to run on those things. When you look at the things we've got now. Oh, I've changed the colour on this. This is awful. Let me just change that. Let me just change that. I think there's a default one I can go back to. Is because I don't like that. I mean, it's all right. It's not bad. But what if I take that off? That's it. That's better. There are some nice ones you can put on this. I like the red. I think that the true reds go really well on this. That looks nice. It's a cool looking ship. There are some horrendous ones as well. I'm not sure about that one. That one looks like one of those Zoom ice lollies, which I haven't seen for years. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. I haven't got any currency. You earn the in-game currency. You can buy it with real money, but you earn it just from logging in and playing the game on a daily basis. And sometimes I have events like over Christmas where you earn bonus stuff. So it's just used for cosmetics like paint jobs and stuff. I've never seen the need to go and buy it because it's really for other players' benefit. You rarely get to look at the outside of your own ship. So I'm not spending cash on it. I have GTA Online. I have GTA 5, rather, I should say. But I've never... No, that's not true. I have played online, but I don't really go on and play it. I was disappointed with GTA 5, actually. Is that a Norwegian flag on that? Do you think? It's sort of modelled on. I don't know. I wasn't particularly keen on it. Oh, that one might be. But GTA 5 just didn't really do it for me. I like some of the earlier GTA games. My favourite being Vice City. That's the 80s one, I think, isn't it? That was my favourite. I really liked it. It was just funny. And I love those funny, chaotic games. I play Red Dead Redemption, but the single player. Because I find, without all the characters' voices and stuff, I find the online version just a little bit flat. Yeah, that's nice. I definitely like my red on this. I could afford that. No, we'll go without. We'll save the money. It looks pretty nice as it is. Let's just see what I've got equipped on this at the moment. So I've got 2 beam lasers, which are not engineered. And 2 gimbaled, yeah, gimbal, I would be doing that. And a huge one. I love the huge one. The huge one is really, really nice. It just looks massive. Lives up to its name. Okay, let's fly these over. While we're launching, let me just set a waypoint in to Shinrata Deseret, which looks like a long way away, but really isn't. That's the one. It's 92. Do I have? Oh God, I don't know if I've got a fuel scoop on this. I might have to stop and refuel because this thing has a pitiful jump range. Wow, hang on, this feels a bit more maneuverable than what I've been flying. See what I mean about the off-center or asymmetrical cockpit on this? Well, it's not asymmetrical. It's because we're sat in the driver's seat and there's a passenger seat there, and it just looks like we've got this line down the screen, which is it just puts me off a little bit.
Landing gear retracted.
Let's get going over there then. It's been a while since I've played with this one.
All clear. Safe travels, Commander.
Frameshift drive charging.
I'm trying to think, what else did I play in the old Spectrum? What did I have on there? There was some great games on that. Renegade 3 was good. I can even remember the music from that. I had a Lord of the Rings game. I think it was War in Middle-earth. It wasn't so much Because there's an adventure game, like a role-playing game of that. But this was a war game where you controlled little units of men which you moved around on a map, and elves and dwarves. And basically you had to clear a path and control the lands so that the Fellowship could get all the way to Mount Doom and chuck the ring in. But that was a really good game. Well, it seemed really good for the time. And I got into historical wargaming through that as well, playing Wellington at Waterloo and Yankee, which were just... They look very simple compared to today's games. They were just like tiles. You'd move a division at a time, and it was just a tile on a grid. Not quite a grid, but it was mostly a green screen being the spectrum. You were onto the Atari 512. Was that the Atari ST, or was that a different thing? I didn't do anything with Ataris at all.
Frameshift drive charging.
I'm gonna have to watch my fuel on this, because do I have? Where's my modules? I generally put a. I have got a fuel scoop. It's a small one,
3, 2, 1.
so it's going to be slow. But it's probably quicker than going to a station to refuel. So that was the Atari ST. I kind of wanted one of those. I had an Amiga. Was the Atari ST slightly better than the Amiga, but not as good as the PC? Is that how it was? I think there was one game came out on the Atari ST that you couldn't get on the other systems. Oh, crap. I got a bit close. Well, we're not refueling from this star, that's for sure. Where is the next one taking me to? Frameshift drives. Temporarily broken. I think I'm supposed to refuel here, otherwise I'm not going anywhere. Wait, is it telling me that... Oh no, the next one's a fuel star. What is it? It's a class M. I can refuel from that, that's okay. Yeah, the ship I came in was a space taxi that I built. So it's cheap to get around in and can jump a long way. This fighter is not. But it's good. Fixed beams. Fixed multi-cannon. Oh, that reminds me why I like this. That was a little bit hot. Put the guns away. The Amiga 500 was better? Okay, I can't remember much about the STs. I can't remember what the game was that I was always jealous of. Right, let's just waiting for this to cool down a little bit. Oh man, I'd forgotten how nice it was having those multi-cannons just under the nose. It makes this really feel like a fighter. But yeah, the Amiga was good. I had some really good games on there. I think that's... I was going to say, I thought that's where I got into role-playing games, but it isn't. Because I had some on the Spectrum that were really good. I had one called... Well, I mean, the Gauntlet isn't really, but I mean, you've got that Dungeons & Dragons sort of vibe from that. But what did I have? I had... There was Times of Law, which should have been a fantastic, like, open world adventure game, but mine was bugged, and this was the days before the internet, so there was no downloads or fixes, and it was really annoying because there was something that once it happened, it stopped your character being able to talk. I think you couldn't talk to any NPCs once this bug occurred, and that was it. Or you were limited to just killing everyone, even the shopkeepers and stuff, and of course that didn't go down very well. So that should have been the best game ever, but once it got bugged, that was it. That was knackered. That was a shame. And I'm guessing I was just unlucky in the version that I got with that. So at least the internet fixed issues like that. But what else did I have? Blood Witch, which was to this day one of my favourite role-playing games. That's a proper dungeon delver, like the Eye of the Beholder series. But the best thing about it was split screen, 2-player. And you each had a party of 4 characters going through this maze of dungeons in first-person perspective. Meeting enemies that you could try and talk to or bargain with. Finding keys, solving puzzles, beating up big beasties. I absolutely loved that. Oh, hang on. Crap, I need to fuel here, don't I? Unless we've got a station. If we've got a station, I'll just go and refuel there. We've got a terminal. That'll do. Oh, we've got a station. Same distance. We'll go to that. The fuel scoop I've got on this is more an emergency fuel scoop. In case I get stuck somewhere. Do you know what we'll do? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Do we have any...
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Put the scanner on. Let's go and see if there's any pirates we can kill here. So I just want to have a quick go with these guns. Just for old time's sake. Before we go and land. Do we have anything? Extraction site. Ah, it's a long way off. I'll not bother. We'll not bother. We'll refuel and get on our way. That is a pretty looking planet. We can go down and land on those. I don't have a moon buggy in this ship, but you can. In all those rocky barren places, land and explore. Not a huge amount to do. That's another sort of shallow thing they've left in this game. Or you can land on surfaces and go shooting up a few rocks for materials. The actual surface stuff you can do is pretty basic and not expanded on. So yeah, I guess I cut my teeth gaming on the Spectrum, and then I had a Nintendo Entertainment System, which was okay. I enjoyed the Mario games, but it was like sort of the deeper games I liked the best, like the proper role-playing games, dungeon D&D type games, and war games as well, strategy games, and they never seem to get any of those on consoles, which put me off playing on consoles.
Sorghum Peace and Muscat Alpha Kilo. Station services are prepped for your arrival. Greetings, Commander.
You went Amiga 1200, and after that, beat that horse to death, you got a 486. Yeah, I was jealous of people with Amiga 1200s, because they could play Wing Commander without it stuttering and stalling and getting a frame rate of about 5 frames a second. That was a nice game. That was a proper space game. I really enjoyed that, the first Wing Commander.
Scan detected.
Going in.
Maintain current heading until further
Landing
instructions.
pad number 3, please. Which is it? There it is. Landing at full speed. That's the only way to land.
Landing gear deployed.
Ooh. Dropped that a bit early. Come on, come on. Leave a bit of paint behind. I think we can launch again. I only came here for fuel, didn't I?
Engines disengaged.
486. Yeah, my friend had a 486. This was the guy who got me into PCs. So I was around his place looking at games. And he had Pacific Fighters, this flight simulator, World War II flight sim. Of course, being a history fan and liking planes and stuff. That one instantly appealed to me. And then he showed me TIE Fighter. And I thought, right, that's it. I'm getting a PC. I'm having a PC. And that's quite strange because it has shaped my life in so many ways. I fix PCs for a living these days. And that's probably, playing games is probably what got me into it. Well, it's definitely what got me into it, actually. Making boot discs to get my games to run properly on a Windows rig. Paid £1,500 for 486. I know people complain about today's prices. They don't know what they can get and the power they can get for their money. My first one was a Pentium 133, so a bit newer than your 486. But I think it cost me £1,150 or something. And you think a Pentium 133 with 2 meg, 4 meg, I don't know, not a lot of RAM. No, it must be more than that. I can't remember how much RAM it had. It wasn't much. Yeah, you get powerhouses now. Absolute powerhouses of computers compared to what we had in those days. But we enjoyed them. And the games were still good. And some of them still are. So, batch file boot disk flashbacks. I know. Boot disks. I actually enjoyed learning to make boot disks. Because there was 2 types. Well, no, well, I guess there kind of was, but it was the old DOS boot disks. Because my machine was Windows 95, And a lot of the games I was playing even then, this was in 96, were DOS games and didn't like Windows 95. So it was a case of, let's learn how to make boot disks then and get these things working properly. And how the hell did I learn that? Because we didn't have the internet. How the hell did I learn to make boot disks? I wonder if a friend showed me the basics and then I tinkered with the code. I can't remember, you know. Maybe it was from magazines? I have no idea how I started making boot disks. But anyway, there was that. And there was also, on Windows 95, you could do this. You could choose the startup configuration. If you press a button when it was starting up, you could choose each line of the startup config file. It was config sys or something like that. Because I tried to get X-Wing to work on that, and it didn't work in Windows 95, and I couldn't get it to work with the boot disk, where I also got sound and everything else working. So in the end, I sat down one day, and I started up Windows 95 in this user configuration mode or something it was called, a long time ago, and I just experimented. What happened if I said, okay, we'll have that line, I won't have that line, and I noted it all manually with pen and paper, and eventually I found the combination that got the game working perfectly, and I was over the moon. I think it was that feeling of satisfaction. Oh, hang on, I should scoop a bit more from this. Go on, let's get let's go for this. I'll just park up about here. This might take a while, so we'll do some exploring, scanning whilst that's filling up. You had a DOS manual? I don't think I did. Yeah, magazines were good back then. I used to get Your Sinclair, but that would be the Spectrum, so that wouldn't be it. PC Answers was one I think I got later. That was good. I think that's gone now. Can't remember. I don't know how I learnt boot disk, but I did. But it was that feeling of outright satisfaction where you'd got something to work where it didn't before. And of course, it wasn't long after that then I started learning how to upgrade the hardware and stuff to get things to work for newer games, and things just sort of went on from there. Beats being a tree surgeon anyway, and having people try to kill you with chainsaws. Right, that's still filling up. Let me have a little look. You were the king of DOS. Edlin? What's Edlin? E-D-L-I-N. Not heard of that. My mate with his 486, he had one of those that had a turbo mode on it. I think it was something like it's like a 33 hertz processor, but if you press turbo mode for gaming, it suddenly shot up to 66 hertz or something silly like that. It was of its age. It was. Oh, we could fancy some high grade emissions, except I haven't got any limpets to pick him up with. Oh god, that's not good. What's coming after me? A Viper. Oh, I'm going to take this guy on. Let's get the guns out. He's going to so regret this. So regret this. More power to weapons. Wanted Viper. Bring the guns out. I should have had the guns out already. That was a mistake. I do need to engineer this ship. Is he trying to run for it? Oh no, hang on. I've got all my weapons bound to the same key. That's not how it's supposed to work. Right, those want to be on 2. He's running for it, isn't he? Right, full power to engines. Let's see if I can catch him before he escapes. The Viper's, I think, the fastest. It is faster than me. Yeah, I'm not going to catch him. Scared the bastard off. You're the scourge of Comet, Currows and Dixons with your boot drives. That would be fun, Mixie Ass. Just put them in. Wreck things. Do you know what I used to love? Oh, hang on. Oh, can we get shots off here? He's gone. Damn him. Oh well, put the guns away. 10 light year jump coming up. I used to love going around those electrical shops You go around the stereos and you know, the big hi-fis, and you turn every volume knob to maximum. So back in those days, you're still allowed to go in and people, you could walk up and down the roads getting samples, and of course they'd be stood right next to it. You turn all the volume knobs to maximum. You just go and stand at the back of the shop or at the entrance and just watch as an unsuspecting customer came up and blew their ears out when they pressed the play button. It was so satisfying. God, those were the days when you could go into a shop, let alone handle the merchandise. Those days are long gone at the moment.
Fuel scooping.
Can I... What is the next one? Can I hadn't appreciated how bad the range on this is. Oh, I can do it without refueling. That's okay. This range is... This needs improving. Clearly needs improving.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
I wonder what it'd be like playing some of those old Spectrum games and Amiga games now. We tend to have very fond memories of them, but I don't know. I think you get rose-tinted memories a little bit, because any really old game I've gone back to look at and play, it's kind of killed my memories of it because it looks really badly dated now.
Frameshift drive charging.
Excuse me. Oh, my eyes. My eyes. I just need to curl up and go to bed. Again. There are websites, like I think one's zxspectrum.net. You can go and play Spectrum games just in a browser, because they are that basic now. And it's pretty cool to go and visit some old games. At the same time, you think, I don't remember this looking this shit. Right, let's jump.
Drive charging.
Might just nip to the resource zone and just have a little bit of a shoot one or two pirates with this. Actually, I'll go to the nav beacon. There'll be some there. Maybe. Dad gave me an old 3.5-inch floppy from his work that was only really good for screwing with the lecturing shops. You can watch see the panic on the sales assistant's face as he turns the computer on. Not supposed to do this. Do we have... Oh, I'll tell you what, let's go to the nav beacon. It'll be a lot quicker. I can find the nav beacon. Let's see if there's any wanted pirates there. Plus, I want to get a feel for this ship before I change it. It's fast. I mean, I haven't engineered the boosters on this. I don't think I had the engineer unlocked when I was playing this one. Oops. Oh, I'm going to overshoot. So I'm an idiot. Not paying attention. Yep. Straight past. Your friend had an Atari 400 from loaded from cassettes? Yeah, he started loading and go and play outside. The Spectrum was like that. Or really, because we were idiots, we started it loading, just sat watching lines going up and down the screen. Whilst it made this really weird noise for about 5 or 10 minutes. And yeah, it was great fun. If you didn't get epilepsy from the lines flashing on the screen. Hey, Limping Viper. When you saunter back to your old school games, you do so with a clear understanding that graphics performance has improved. Yeah. It is sometimes. I mean, sometimes some games doesn't matter, but some I've gone back to and I thought, I wish I'd just left this alone, and just kept my my fond memories of it. Right, okay, let's see what we've got. There's got to be something here to shoot. Let's bring the weapons out. Cobra Mark III. He's going to be innocent, isn't he? Yeah. A vulture. The equity. Nice, clean. Last score. We want some dirty pirates here. just to save me going anywhere else looking for him. Did he just flown off? Oh, I don't think I have the range on the scanners. It's very true what you say, though. You do get accustomed to better graphics, better performance and everything, don't you? And you forget what we've come from and what we enjoyed as well. Hang on. Something is on me. It's another player. He's just opened up on me. He's going to get me as well.
Cannot comply. Frameshift drive charging.
Okay, let's see if I can do that. Quickly set that one.
Warning, temperature critical.
I'm probably going to go quick.
Integrity compromised.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
Shields offline. Taking damage. Frameshift drive charging.
Chaff. I'm marked as hostile because I've joined the power play stuff. It's my own fault. Should have been watching my job a bit better.
Ready to engage.
Is he going to try and stop me? Is he giving up? There we go. I think he's accepted. I've got away. That was lucky. That was lucky. Anyway, the police will come and have a go at him. You wrote a self-deleting boot disk. It saw the password on the computer. You nasty pasty. That's mean. That would delete all the hard drive info. Oh, that is naughty. Oh, I don't want to stay here.
Fuel scooping.
Right, okay. Let's go back to where we came. He might follow. I don't want to go to Fong Wang. Why am I there? Do I not have enough fuel to get there?
Shields online.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I do. It was.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Where the hell am I? I'm not where I thought I was. I thought I was going there. Shinra to Desra. It's the next one along, so off we go. Got just enough fuel to get there.
Frameshift drive
I haven't got the
charging.
fuel to do this trick again, so this is a one-way trip. You know, my mate did that when he moved back in with his parents. His brother lived there. And I remember his brother saying one day, "Oh, I've got this virus on my PC and I can't fix it." I said, "Oh, why? What happened?" And he said, "Well, it's really weird. It's this virus that makes it come up with a password and I can't get in because I don't know the password." I said, "Oh, right." And my friend was stood right next to him. He said, "Yeah, it's funny that virus happened just as I moved back in, didn't it?" And let that be a lesson to us all. Don't leave our PCs unprotected in the presence of family members. Right then, let's go to... He could pull me out of Super Cruise. Let's see if I can get there safely. There we go. Let's see if I can do this. I don't know who's trying to pull me out. Is it that guy? Come on. He's going to win, so I'm going to submit. Boost.
Under attack.
Try and get away.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, what's a... He's got a frame shift of... Oh, hang on. Everything to the engines, please. What's he hitting me with? Keep this at full speed. Put shield bank in. See if I can get away. He's trying to overheat my ship, I can see. Oh, that's my shield bank. My shield bank's doing that, but still. Taking a long time to charge up. This is a pain in the ass. He's going to get me. This guy's determined to get me. I'm just not fast enough. Can't get away from him. Let's put plenty of spin on like this. Hopefully that'll work. Well, it stopped him hitting me at least. Try to make it awkward for him, if I can. I'm nearly charged up. I don't know how soon he'll be able to attack us, though. That's the trouble. He's obviously got a boner for us. If I'd brought an engineered ship, something else, I might have had an interesting chance. But I think is he in a Python or something? He's something a lot heavier than me. He's in a Federal Corvette and pulling me down. Okay. Well, just try to make everything as awkward as possible.
3, 2, 1.
We're away, which is good. I don't know how long. There's an easy fix for this. Exit to main menu. Ha. Right. We can sort that. He won't be there when I go back because I'm going into the offline mode. There's no point me getting blown. I mean, I can't kill a Federal Corvette with this anyway. But I could if I was set up for PvP and this was a fully engineered ship. Yeah, that would be an interesting fight. But I am not. So I'll have upset him by escaping him twice. And that's the best thing you can do with other players. But I'm not giving him a third chance. Not while I'm not repaired. If you can get away, that's a victory. If you're not destroyed, that's a victory. I can limp into the station.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
I wonder how... This ship is fast in a straight line. It's a bit like a drag racer, but his Corvette must have been damn fast to keep up. Well, to be fair, the engines, I haven't upgraded the engines on this. You're not sure if that's brilliant or poor sportsmanship. Well, I didn't do it the first time. And he clearly wanted me when I came back. So he was actively looking for me. And being as his ship is vastly superior to mine, I didn't have a chance. That was the only way I could escape. The other thing, I could have surrendered and let him blow me up. But coming a little bit fast for this again. I'm just going to do a preemptive loop of shame. Slow down. And I didn't see the point of letting him blow me up. I guess the thing is, because I don't mind PvPing. I don't mind at all. I don't mind the rebuy costs and getting blown up. But if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it in a PvP modified ship, so that there's a chance. Because, you know, especially if you're the underdog, you go in against something that looks bigger and tougher. If you can pull off a win, it's one of the best feelings in a game. I really do like that. I am quite competitive in these things. But when it's a foregone conclusion, I've got nothing to fight back with, then no, it's a victory when they can't destroy you. So I'll take that. You're going to go with brilliant because it got you laughing. I hopefully give him a really hard target to hit as well, because I was spinning, but spinning on the spot doesn't do anything. That you're still as easy to hit mostly. But I had some roll on and I had yaw on as well, so we were kind of doing loops like that, which would hopefully have been awkward for him to hit. You know, I do fancy building a PvP ship as well, of which the Fer De Lance is when it's set up for it. So that's going to be one of my ship builds. Although technically the way to do player versus player is to do it in the cheapest ship you can get away with. Because if you get blown up, the rebuy cost is next to nothing. The rebuy cost on that Corvette that I was just fighting would have been... Mine's about 44 million, so I'm going to assume his will be something similar. That's a lot of money. But if you can take one down in a ship with a rebuy cost of 3 million, that's a massive victory, because you can be defeated 12 times and then defeat them once, and you're still technically on top. And also, it looks damned impressive, and they probably go away thinking, Ah, I can't do this. It's too hard. Cheating, hacking bastard. Which is an even bigger success. I think I'm drawing on my past experience from World of Tanks here. If you can annoy your opponents, that sometimes is the best way to win. Used to PvP in the Cobra. I think that could be quite good fun, but it's a fairly big target. And I found the hard point placements a little bit awkward to that, because some are underneath and some are on top. And you had to really bring the nose up to get the underneath ones to work. I don't know what I'd use if I was going to do like a cheap player versus player ship. I mean, what's the rebuy on this one? 5.5 million. I don't actually know what I've even got in this. Have I even... So I've got A-rated most stuff. D-rated life support, that's fine. I can D-rate the sensors, which will... yeah, go on. I'm going to D-rate the sensors. Because these are going to be lighter, less range. But then what we do... Save some money there. Brings the rebuy down a little bit. But more importantly, we can engineer that for long range. And you end up with a longer range than you would have at a lighter, less power-hungry module. So that'll work out well. Have I even... I'll have a look at the mods on that in a minute. I'm going to take all the weapons off. They look really nice, and the multi-cannons and stuff where they are. But we want to have a quick play with plasma on this. I think I've tried this before, so... I'll just sell the beam lasers. I'm at a station that supplies every module and every ship in the game, so if it's not engineered, I don't need to keep it, because I'll just get my money back. In fact, I don't need to go through all this. I'm going to go through... Oh, no, actually, that I do need to keep, because I have modified those. But I think it's okay when I shop, I can put it straight in. So let's try the plasma accelerator build. Buy and store the old one. Oof, I don't think I'm going to have the power to do this. Looking at it, I think I know what the problem was now. Man, that looks like a beefy weapon, though. I'd need to seriously engineer all these. What other good cheap PvP ships would there be? And what was he shooting me with? It looked like some sort of scattering of lasers, but I didn't recognise them. It must have been at a fair old range. Tell you what I'll do. I'm just going to... I mean, that thing looks amazing, but I'm not going to be able to power all this. So I'm just going to... what's the damage on it, actually? Thermal load is a lot. Damage. Show me... Oh, it's 2,000 meters damage fall off on this? Well, that's better than I thought. Where's the damage? 125.2. So, I'm going to see what's the damage on a medium. Actually, put it in one of these. These will be better points for it. Okay, so that large is worth 2 mediums. That huge, rather, is worth more than 2 mediums. So I'm going to put 2 mediums and that huge on here. That's with the multi-cannon. We'll store that one. And I'm going to see what it's like firing those, because that's a fair bit of damage. And then if I want the others on, I'm clearly going to have to just do some engineering on the ship. We'll check it out, though. I can sell that. Well, it's not often that you get attacked by other players in this game. He was clearly waiting around the nav beacon looking for people flagged as targets, which I clearly was due to my power play status. It's worth being aware of that. Not that I go to nav beacons very often, but he was on the alert afterwards and he saw me come back in and pulled me out of Super Cruise, which was very sneaky. He did that rather well, I've got to say, for a ship that shouldn't be quite as manoeuvrable. I'll have to watch him. Anyway, I don't need to worry about him now. I'm in solo, but I'll be going back into open later, I think. Got some missions to hand in with a friend. Right, what I want a plasma accelerator on this. If you can hear some rumbling in the background, it sounds like my dog going wild up the hallway, running after a ball or something. So let's put... I'm swapping this for a multi-cannon, so store that one. That is nearly my limit on heat. Right, let's take a look out with this before I try to put anything else on. Let's do some remote work on this. Have I fully engineered the frameshift drive? No, not in the slightest. That needs some work then. We'll get it up to level 5 if I've got the bits, because then I can jump around in this a lot easier. I've still got a Cobra Mark III. I haven't got a job for it at the moment. I don't know what to do. I've got better ships for most of the purposes. I thought maybe smuggling. It'd probably make quite a good smuggler, wouldn't it? Because you can get a lot of cargo in. Okay, so I need some more bits and pieces before I can do that. That's fine. Have I engineered the shield boosters? No, not in the slightest. Not in the slightest. Resistance augmented. I think that's what I use. Costs 1 phosphorus. I won't do the whole lot here. But I will put a bit on, because this just boosts all the resistances up a bit. I don't want to waste a load of materials, because I've got quite a project going on. But I'll just do level 1 on each one, because it'll just help the shield stay up a little bit longer. And it's cheap. Real cheap for what we get. Oh God, that's the wrong one? Oh, that's the charge enhanced power. Have I not? See, I've done no engineering on this ship. I must have. I thought it's like the shield boosters, but that was the power distributor. Well, that's actually a good thing, because I'm going to need that to sort of power these weapons. Doesn't seem to add anything to the thermal load. I'll hold off on the rest, so I don't know how much I'm going to play this ship. Or at least in its current state. So it was that one I was supposed to be going down. We'll just do the level 1s. 5% bonuses. Just the tiniest bit of cheap engineering does actually make a difference as well. I don't want to use my big stack of materials if I'm not going to use them. Chaff? Okay, oh, I've got 2 on at the moment. We'll leave it at that. I can engineer them for extra ammo. The hull has some, at least, so that's something. The engines... Oh, this would... Go on then, dirty drives. Dirty drives and everything. Make it faster. Make it handle better. I don't mind this. This will make a big difference to the ship. Might make it overheat a bit faster, though. Which is the risk. Does cause extra power draw as well, which I've got to watch out for. Yep, keep going. If I want to know how the ship handles, then this is the way to find out. And I'm not going to do that one yet. I'm going to leave it at that, because those pharmaceutical isolators, as I remember, are hard to get hold of. And if I'm not going to play this ship a lot, because I might buy a Challenger instead, for a particular job I've got in mind, then yeah, I want to save those materials. You reckon the Python is best PvP for the price? Haven't used it for... In fact, I haven't used my Python for combat. I've got 2. One outfitted permanently for mining, and I made so much money mining. This was before the recent nerf. But, and it was so good at it, I bought another one for trading, so I didn't have to constantly switch between the modules and stuff. So it's an armed trader. And I used that one to finish the Federation rank grind, delivering cargo delivery missions. I found a really nice loop and just got loads done. So that worked really well. Power plant. There's armoured or overcharged. We can do either. Oh, I think I can afford some shield emitters. And this is going to help with power capacity and heat in particular, which is going to be a thing.
Power plant capacity exceeded. Shields offline. Power plant capacity exceeded.
How far up this can we go? I've got lots of these materials. This is okay. But I haven't fought with the Python. It's got a good hard point placement. The only issue I think I'd have with it is the maneuverability. But again, once you engineer things, it's a very different story. I could go all the way on this, but I won't because I don't have need to at the moment. That should be enough just to help. That was a power plant. The shield generator itself, I like thermal resistances on there, so we'll definitely get a little bit on. This would have made such a... just what I've done here, it's not fully engineered. It would have made such a difference against that guy chasing me. Just these simple changes here. I'm sure it would. Yeah, we need to get some quite fancy... Oh, we don't, because if I get one lucky roll... Yeah, we're on to the next one. I was worried I was going to use all my materials up, but we can burn through both of those. That'll do. Don't fancy having to go looking for germanium and stuff again. Mercury, I'm always short of. I can't do that level anyway. That will do for now. And plasma accelerator. So I have actually... It looks like I have actually... Oh, this. How far can we go with lightweight scanners? Let's get some extra range on there. Yep. That's cool. I've got lots of that. Maybe better than the Python for PvP. I don't know if you tried this, Mixias. Is the Crate Mark II, because it has the same hard point. Well, it's almost the same placement, but the same hard point layout. 2 medium, 3 large. It's a little bit more maneuverable. It has the option of a ship launch fighter if you want one. I don't know how good they are for PvP. It's a bit cheaper, but it's the maneuverability, I think, which is probably better. Yeah, go on, let's do that. Let's do that. And I'll do one more. And that's giving me a... Oh, you idiot, Mark. Oh, I've gone lightweight scanner. I thought I was doing a long range. Did I have the option as well? No, I didn't. I haven't pinned the long range one. Oh, well, never mind. This scanner's extremely light. That's not going to help in the slightest. Oops. Okay. Can I actually even... Right. I can do the level 1 efficiency on this to see what it... Oh, right. Okay. I won't do more than this because I might not want any more than this. I might not decide I want to do plasma. That already gets the damage up and the thermal load down. If we go down here, it's a huge difference. But this is something... Yeah, I'll just do the level 1s, because once we start getting to the other materials, it'll burn them up fast. And I know I can afford to run those 3, so... Let's see what this does. I have to decide if I like the ship enough, the way it handles, to want to put 5 plasma on and to play it like that, because I might find that I don't like the handling of this, and in which case, I'll want something different. But we'll figure that out as we go. Right, I think that will probably do. Should we have a quick look at the... Let's have a look at the internals now. We have a bit more power. I'll try it with 3 plasma accelerators and see what it does. Shield cell, module reinforcement, fuel scoop. Yeah, there's not a lot of space in this ship, unfortunately. Let's go and see what this does. Should be fun. Hopefully. Should be better than, well, maybe a bit better than the Crate. Well, the Crate's a damn fine ship.
Landing restraints lifted. Maintain correct lane on
Landing
exit.
gear retracted.
Full speed. Afterburners. Out we go. Launch like Buck Rogers. That's the way to do it. No waiting in queues. We don't have time for that. Do we have... Hazardous. There we go.
Frameshift drive charging.
This is Traffic Operations, signing off.
4.
If nothing else, this has to be one of the coolest looking ships in the game.
Engage.
You get style points for flying it. That's one of the better things to be said about it. So what am I... Oh, let's have a look at my resistances on this. What are they like? So shield, 683. That's not bad for what I've actually got on and what I haven't engineered. The jump range doesn't seem to have changed very much for all I added a bit extra onto the frameshift drive. Thought it would have been more than that. Kinetic resistance should always be high. It's the thermal resistance we need to get up. That would get up if I engineered the generator and the boosters more. There's a fair bit of armor. That armor actually kept me alive against that player. Armor rating of 70 is very good on this. That's quite hard. It doesn't have very good it's got terrible resistances actually. Okay, I'm going to need to reconsider my options there. It's not even good against thermal particularly, but it's really bad against any kinetic weapons and explosives, so he could have been really, really causing some damage. I don't know what he was shooting me with. Anyway, that's a project for another day. I just want to see how these guns fire. So I've got one huge plasma accelerator, which is that one. Now those things are supposed to hit like a truck. And if we can manage, if we can run those 3 constantly, I think by the time I've engineered the ship fully, and if I make them all efficient, I think I could probably run all 5 on this. But it's whether I want to is going to depend on how this handles in a fight compared to the crate. So that's going to be the proof in the pudding, I think. Any ideas for the games you guys would like to see, by the way? Don't think we've had a single suggestion in chat, so if there's any particular one game that has just been released, or is about to be released, or is in early access, or is an old classic that you'd like to see me play, or consider, then shout up. I'd love to hear some suggestions. I don't think anyone's particularly... I don't think there's much coming out over the next couple of months, is there? And there's nothing I've really got on my radar that I'm aware of. I mean, I think it generally is a time of year when there's a lull in the game release schedule. You don't know what's coming out? No, me neither. I haven't looked. But then there's all the hype up to Christmas, wasn't there? Of things like Cyberpunk, and then the Cyberpunk drama. And then the console releases as well, of course. And then suddenly it seems like we've entered this flat zone where there's not a lot going on. Good time to catch up on all the games anyway, of which I should probably play some of those I've got on Game Pass, because they do shuffle in and out of there. They're not always on Game Pass. So I should probably play one of those. I might play the Plague Tale Innocence, because that, I have a feeling, is a fairly straightforward and shortish adventure game that was very highly spoken of. As long as you don't mind rats, eh? You love that game? Have you played it, Tom? Because I watched it, and I got the gist that it was more sort of a kind of a puzzle stealth sort of game. Not so much combat. There might be some in it, is there? I don't know. But people just said it was a good story and a great game, so I should give it a go. Generally, when people have told me a game is really good and it's one that I've dismissed or thought, yeah, probably not for me, I've been really shocked and really enjoyed it. That was the case with Subnautica, Witcher 3, something else, I'm sure, but yeah, I kind of thought that about the Plague Tale one. I thought, yeah, it's just trying to avoid big piles of rats and escort this little brat around. It's probably not going to be for me, but I dare say I'll be proven wrong. Had a lot of fun with it last year. There's combat, but the story really hooked you. A really cool world around you. Cool. Okay, well, maybe. Right then, bring out the big guns. And let's go and find something to blast in the face. So with 2 pips and everything, this This handles better than the crate, and I haven't got this fully engineered. Oh, this handles better than the crate. This is a fighter. There's 2 possible weapon loadouts I might use on this. The plasma is just one of them. The other one, it's a Fer De Lance. He's going to be wanted, isn't he? Or is it a wing of 3? I don't fancy taking on a wing of 3. Because I'm just... let's go and find something smaller. What was I playing before? I was playing the crate and I was struggling to aim with the damn thing. I don't think I have any such excuses for this one, so any failings are going to be quite clearly down to my skill level here. Hey, Ewu 314, how's it going? I thought it was Siwu for a moment, which was an old guildmate from Star Wars Galaxies. I misread your name there. It's going well, thanks. How about you? We're just playing some different ship builds on Elite. Trying Fer De Lance with some plasma cannons, and then it'll be more, well, plasma accelerators. It'll be more if I decide I quite like them. There's 3 of these eagles. They're really... Oh, hang on. Is this a wing? Boom! Does it hit? Oh, yes, it did. That was a nice hit as well. Right. I didn't think I'd hit at that range. That woke him up a bit. Is he going to come round on me? See, this is where... Oh, well. Kill him that way. This is where it helps to have some other weapon that's better at tracking small, nimble targets. So these guns are clearly going to be quite lethal. Let's use a bit of chaff. I've got it there for a reason. Come on, it's going to come up on us. I'm going to give him a blast over there. That's going to be a very wishful thinking shot, but no, it's too far. And I'm out of power. Is he in front of me? He is right in front of me, but now I can't get on him. Can I get his mate instead? What's his mate? An Imperial Eagle. Oh no, those are a nightmare. Why did that not shoot? Was it out of range? Giving me a target indicator. What's that thing? Huge ass in the Imperial Eagle. Do you know, I might just run away from this. Right, let's find something that's actually attacking me. Try this again. Oh, one thing I can do, and I should have been doing maybe, is just going backwards away from them, because that works. If they really are too nimble, you can just fly backwards away from them, and they just come pointing head on, and they can be a bit easier to hit. Let's wait till he gets, and he'll be flying. I don't think I'll hit. God, no, that range is far too far. The other guy's attacking me though, chewing my shields up a bit. And now he's engaged with somebody else. Alright, now's the opportunity. And... too slow. My dogfighting skills leave a bit to be desired against fast, nimble ships. And I touched him. Much easier with beam lasers than it is with fixed plasma, I will say that. Not quite enough. If I'd hit the thrusters as well, I think I would have got him there. Well, we can always try ramming them to death. I think I'm going to have to flee this. What about if I turn flight assist off? It can turn faster, but I struggle to actually control the damn thing with that. Seriously, I can kill these things easier in my Corvette. There. That was the one we wanted. Well, if we have to ram them to death, we will ram them to death. Use my thrusters to bring myself up on this guy. Try and bring it round, and that was a gamble shot to nothing. And 33%. I do not want his shields to get back up. Am I out of power? I am out of power. Alright, he's dead. Rammed into me. That will do. I knew picking on a wing of 3 agile things would be a mistake. The best thing about the plasma is to go in against something unsuspecting. And launch with a massive alpha strike. If I engineered the guns, I could get 5 on. I'm pretty sure I could manage all 5. And you get them doing more damage. Do I want to, though? This is the question. Because there's another weapon loadout I can use for this, which might be even more fun. I'm just blasting off everywhere now. I need to wait till things are really close. Try this on a slightly more maneuverable ship. I'm going to overshoot, but I might ram him if I'm lucky. The temperature's alright. I'm managing the temperature okay. They come at such an awkward angle as well. And they're such thin targets. Nah, I should have saved that from coming at me. Did we get a... No, I don't think we did get a touch on there. Well, that did. That connected. A lot of this as well, of course, is just practice. Because I've not fought with plasmas before, and they do obviously need quite a bit of lead. Am I out of ammunition? That didn't shoot, for reasons unknown to me. Why did that not shoot when I pulled the trigger? I had the energy for it. Odd. I'm going to turn around for another shot here. Shoot him in the face. And the face. Nope. Just one. Hey, Jaffo. How's it going? So I've picked probably the hardest target I could have done to fight with fixed weapons. Or fixed plasma. The Imperial Eagle. I think it's one of the fastest and most maneuverable ships in the game. He's going to turn. We'll try and get him to come into us so I can... Is he holding off? Nope. He's not. Right, let's try and head him off. Wherever he is. See if we can get him in a circle fight. I don't know if he's not out of range. I can just get that gun sight on him. He's going fairly consistently now. Okay, that's looking better. Looking a lot better. Come on, no, don't pull away. Damn. Just trying to get that lead. Of course, you have to rely on... It's a tiny target as well. And you only have to turn sideways on. My bolts go past him. Just got back into this game after a 2-year break. That's funny, that, because I'm back into this game after a 5-year break. And I've spent a lot more time on it this time than I did before. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. That was a hit. That's the best I can say about that. My shields are looking low. Oh, that would have been glorious if that had hit. I can't. I want all power to the shields, but that's not going to let me power up the weapon. Have I got any more shield banks left? Yeah, I have. Okay, let's power these up. use the chaff. Never had such a hard fight to kill 2 eagles and an Imperial Eagle before in my life. Come on. I see what you're doing. See what you're doing. Yeah, there's a lot more to do now. It's good. I like it. I like trying to build different ships out and have some crazy builds in there. If I'd got my chieftain for this, with the 6 frag cannons, this thing would have been dead in seconds. The whole wing would have been. But then I'd have been going back to rearm anyway, so because it runs out of ammunition so quick.
Scan detected.
I wonder if I can get away with less in shields and more in engines now to try and catch this guy up. So otherwise, I'm going to run out of ammunition trying to fight him.
Under attack.
Let's try that. Drop my shields a bit.
Detected.
Weapons are full. I might be able to match him a bit better now. Once his shields are down, we're going to be in a better position to actually cause him some mischief. My weapons capacitors, though. I need more power to the weapons. I guess this is why we engineer the weapons, these things, for efficiency, because... Come on, come on, come on, come on. Misjudged that one. I've only briefly tried railguns. Funnily enough, it's one of the builds I want to try on this Fer De Lance. See if I will like that instead. Eat that! Finally. Yeah, I think this ship might be well sort of situated to use them. Come on, we're going to do this circling business again. Come on, come on, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. I've got to just there. Damn. Damn. In close. I can't get him. Can't keep on this little sod. I've got to practice my... there we go. We are slowly getting him down. I've got to practice my flight assist off combat as well. That was always going to be a risky shot. Oh well. There we go. When the guns fail, don't forget the ship is also a weapon. Right. We have some recharging to do. I don't want to target any more fast, nippy little devils like that. They are hard. But yeah, railguns on this. I was thinking of a short range railgun. I know the advantage of railguns is that you can have extreme long range and they're dangerous. But if you've seen the short range blaster mod for them, 75% extra damage. At the downside of having 40% extra heat, well, if you put if you put plasma slug on, so it rearms from the fuel tank, you get more or less infinite fuel if you take an extra fuel tank, but it negates that 40% thermal boost. I'm thinking if I put 5 short-range blaster railguns on this, that's some insane damage. I know they have lots of utility with the special effects, but I'm just thinking from a damage point of view. And I want to try it because it sounds like one of those silly builds that probably shouldn't work, but just might be fun. So it's on my list of things to try. But I have briefly tried messing with railguns, and they're quite good, but I've not had a moment where I think wow with them yet. But then I don't think I've had the right ship and the right build. How about you? Have you played with them much? So let me just see if I took much heat damage in that. Oh, that's power. I was looking at the wrong one. Jesus Christ, my guns are on 9% health. But no, it's just power. So yeah, I did a little bit. So I was... Well, that's not good. That's well down. Not that one matters, but... Okay. Some module damage in there. That has to be from the heat. Don't think my shield's dropped at any time, so that's from the heat. Trying to get your Fer De Lance upgraded? Yeah, I just put some very basic improvements on this. It's a ship I've had parked up for a long time. And today's the first time I've really played it in ages. So I've just finished engineering and fully engineering my Federal Corvette. And that's nice. It melts through PvE content quite nicely. I really enjoy it. But I want something a bit faster. And I want something with a crazy amount of burst damage and some oomph That is the sort of target we want. We want to try an anaconda. This is going to be a challenge because I don't know how this is going to go. I can take anacondas out fine in my crate and my chieftain. Let me just target this thing's power plant. Stay on him. Stay on him. Not that it'll matter because I'm not auto-targeting anything, but... Actually, I'm not auto-targeting anyway. It doesn't matter, does it? Power plant. We've got it. Right, so I want to try and get behind him if I can. Always push for the back end of the ship. That's what I was told with the thrusters. Let's open some distance out there. I'm flying backwards at the moment. That wasn't part of the plan.
Scan detected.
Is that the front of him or the back of him? Boom! Hello.
Warning. Temperature critical.
I'm going to need more power to weapons than this. Okay, so the only way I'm going to manage a full load of plasma... Nope, don't want to ram him. I'm going to manage 5 plasma accelerators. They're going to have to be all efficient. I can't manage any other way. It would be stupid to try, I think. Oh god, has he got a ship-launched fighter? That wasn't part of the plan. It wasn't. Go on, see if I can try and get around him. I need to keep the damage pouring on though as well. Right, aim for that. Aim for his back end all the time. That is some lead he has there. That was a bit optimistic. Very optimistic as it turns out. Yep, we're gonna... Oh, I'm out of shield cell banks, aren't I? That's not good. Yeah, that fighter is chewing me up, and I'm gonna have to leave, I think. I never considered the possibility you might have a fighter with him. Yeah, shields offline. That is time to go. And I'm facing an anaconda. Everything to the engines, everything to... Well, shields are gone now. There's no point putting anything left to them. Should be able to outpace him pretty quick, though. I can boost at nearly 500. I've not engineered the engines fully either. Let's get... yeah, that's going to be a bit disruptive. Well, that was interesting. That was interesting. I've got to decide whether I really want to go ahead with that build before I engineer it out.
2, 1, engage.
It would be 5 plasmas. Fully engineered. That would be a bit more damage. And it's doable. But do I like using them enough? That's what I'm trying to find out. I find them difficult to fight with, but there's a challenge there and there's a skill level there which I obviously need to develop. Let's put everything into shields to get this back up. Let's head back to the station anyway. I might briefly try some railguns. We'll fix up. Where's... there we go. So the bounties should pay for the damage we took anyway, so that's not a problem. As I say, I can come back with a Federal Corvette and we can absolutely cream those sort of targets. I have no trouble with them. Even the Chieftain would have massacred with a frag cannon build. I think some of you guys maybe saw me do it on that last stream where I was going hunting pirates, the proper big pirates, single named pirate missions, and knocking out corvettes and chieftains in like 4 volleys and stuff. It was fun. Corvettes and chieftains, corvettes and anacondas, 4 volleys. It was fantastic. But I want to do something different to that. I hate to think that was the only combat I did, or that my Federal Corvette is the only combat I did. That's like slow, steady, reliable combat. I want something a bit more exciting, dangerous, and ridiculous. It has to have an element of ridiculous in it. So what's your favourite ship so far, Jaffo? The Fer De Lance is a good one. I find it a bit like a drag racer. Not so much as the Mamba, but like something that's... it's fast, and it's manoeuvrable, but sometimes that speed is just... Well, the speed is the main element. Sometimes it doesn't turn or go where I want it to. But there's probably an element of my skill in this as well. So I need to... I've developed my knowledge of the game. I need to develop my skill with like flight assist off flying and stuff. Or even just turning it off to turn faster. I need to practice being able to stay on the tail of those big ships like Anacondas and stuff. Because it is doable. It's just I'm not very good at it yet. So that's my sort of goal. But we're going to build a ridiculous ship first. Because I think it has to be done. You love your Python? Everyone likes a Python. I have 2 Pythons actually, but I don't use them for combat, or at least I haven't yet. I've got one outfitted purely for mining and one purely for trading. And I made so much money mining that I thought, this was before the nerf, that I thought, right, great, I'm going to have another one. They're really great at this job. I'll fit it up for trading, and then I don't have to switch the modules around. I don't know if I'll do a lot of trading, but I did it to finish off the Federation rank grind, doing boom delivery missions, which worked really well. But now that's done, I don't know. I don't see me as a trader in this game, because that is ultimate chill-out gameplay, just cruising from station to station. But I don't know if I want to do a lot of it, so I might sell one of the Pythons, or maybe have a go with it as a combat ship. I don't know if it handles well enough for me. It's got great weapon placement and internals. Just don't know if I will like the handling in combat. I guess you can make anything work, but I don't know about that. It might work better than what that I'm trying to do with these silly plasma builds with. It might work better for that. You bought an Anaconda, but you prefer the Fer De Lance and Python. I haven't tried the Anaconda. Part of me wishes I'd got one of those instead of the Corvette. Because I'm happy-ish with the Corvette now, fairly happy. But it was a nightmare setting up the fixed weapons on that, and just the hardpoint placement. So you've got a big one on the bottom, 2 on the sides, and then you've got 4 points on the top. Back. The ones all on top are good. The one on the bottom, you have to bring the entire nose of the ship up to get that onto the target. And the 2 on the side don't converge if the target is too close. They'll fire past it. Or past it, I should say, before they actually meet. And just trying to get the weapon load out was a pain in the arse. Yeah, Limping Viper, it's perfectly possible to play this in strictly PvE sort of mode. If you've not played it, I thought the name Limping Viper was a reference to the Viper ship in the game. But no, it is. Yes, it is. I'm playing in the offline mode now, so there's no players involved. It's a curious mix. It was designed, I think, as an offline game with online elements to it. And if you play offline, there's no players involved at all. And there's the online mode you saw me in earlier, where you do meet players, for better or worse. And there's also another one in between, where you can set up a private group, that only your friends and people you invite to the group appear in the game, and everything else is AI. So it's completely PvE. That's what I was doing there, PvE mode. Generally, it's what I prefer. I don't see much gain in PvPing in this, unless I've done everything else in the game and got bored with it. But I'm not at that point yet. I enjoy just doing silly things in it really now. Enjoy the PvE content. Oh no! I've done it again.
Warning, you are not permitted within this area.
I do this so many times. I get caught up talking to people on Discord, reading chat when I'm streaming it, whatever else, and I forget to request permission to land. You've got to treat the space station like you treat your lady. Always ask for permission before you try to enter it. Oh dear. Anyway, yes, that's something I do a lot, so I rack up a lot of fines for that. We shall just let them cool off, and then we'll go back in and try that again. We're talking PvE, weren't we? Yeah, you bought it for solo mode. There's not too much of a problem with ganking going on. It depends where you go. This system is probably a bit busier, because this is Jameson Memorial. And the Shinrata system, you need a permit to get here. And you get a permit by becoming elite in one of these 3 ranks on the left-hand side. So either in Combat, Tycoon, or Explorer. I got it in Explorer. The benefit of coming here is that all the ships and all the modules in the game are in stock in that station at a 10% discount. So a lot of the other stations, you can get ships slightly cheaper elsewhere on certain systems, but they might not have all the modules to fit stuff out. So it's really good just to come here, put everything you want on instantly, and then fly off. And as such, this place is a bit busier for players. So if you want to avoid players, you just all you do is you hit exit to main menu, and you come straight back in offline mode, which this is actually at the moment. But you can switch between them, and everything's persistent. So if you buy a load of cargo in online mode and then switch to offline, it's still there, and vice versa. If you go mining and clear something out, it's all affected. It's all persistent game worlds, if that makes sense. You played the original on the BBC. I actually played the sequel to that first, Elite 2. Frontier Elite 2, I think it's called. And then went back and played the first one. But the second one was really good. And that's the reason I bought this.
Mission authorized. Clear to land at docking bay 20.
See, I've got used to flying the Corvette, which takes a bit longer to approach. I was nearly back in the bloody entrance again there. Right, 2-0.
Landing gear deployed.
I think I can do that without the back. Yeah, I can. There we go. How was that for a landing? Better than the previous attempt. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, it does sound a bit complicated, but there's 3 modes. Online, open with players, anything goes. You do get into trouble if you shoot someone. You can't just go around murdering people. You get bounties on your head, and the system authorities come after you eventually. And you lose access to various starports until you've paid the bounty off or whatever. Well, you can engage in open PvP combat, and there's certain combat zones you can declare for one side or the other in a faction war and help out. That's all in open. And you can do all that as well in the offline mode, but it's only against AI characters. So let me just pay my fines for unauthorized entry. Redeem my bounty vouchers. Repair the ship, which is, let's see, how much is that? Oh, not too much. So before we're going to try one more thing out. One more thing that I've got an idea for. We're going to take off. Have I engineered? I have engineered these, right. I've got to just store all these. Because I might come back to this plasma build. I'm not sure about it yet. I want to try a railgun build. Again, this is going to be more to see if I can keep the target under my crosshairs. With this particular ship, I don't want to go to the effort of engineering out a ship if there's going to be another one turns out more suited to it. Because it's a lot of effort gathering the bits and pieces up. Store that. The only trouble with railguns is they don't come in huge size. So I feel like I'd be missing out on the huge potential of this. Which is why I think it might be a build for a different ship, that, putting rails on. But we're going to try it out. So let's put, let's see, browse shop. I haven't got any railguns in at all. I've got nothing I can engineer these up with. So these use quite a bit of power and generate quite a bit of heat. They work a bit like lasers in that, like, it's an instant hit. You don't have to lead the target like you do with plasma bolts, which is a massive advantage. The difficulty is in timing it, because you have to charge the gun up by holding the trigger down for a couple of seconds before it fires. So you have to keep the... You have to have the target under the gun sight at the moment it goes off, and there's a lot of timing skills with that. So we're going to cheat. We're going to put a beam laser on to help us aim these. Medium as large as these come, I think. They only come in large and small. Let's do that one. And because I'll never power a huge, I'll not power a huge beam laser. We're going to, just to try this out, 'cause I can make the power work differently by engineering, but we're going to put a level 1 fixed beam on this. Even that takes us over the capacity. I can fix that though with a bit of engineering. Let's put that on. That won't matter too much. It just turns off one of my non-essential systems. Fixed or gimbaled for the rails that are all fixed. Is that what you're referring to, or are you referring to different weapons? So we go back to the engineering screen, which is there, and the power plant. I stopped engineering it any further, but we can give it one of these, which will get me enough power. And it's not like this is wasted, because you can take the power plant out and use it in another ship if it's the right size. So I'm not wasting materials. They cost nothing to get the materials. You just have to spend time collecting them in various places. That was not quite enough, but all it'll mean... I'm not going to do another one. All it's going to mean is... what's going to be... when I have the guns out, I can't use the cargo hatch, the fuel scoop, or the super cruise assist, so that's absolutely fine. Or the chaff launcher? That shouldn't be on there. Bring that back to there. We want the chaff launchers. Right, that's fine. Let's go and try these out. Oh, you've been trying fixed and gimbaled weapons? Gimbaled weapons are easy to hit with, but are less efficient because they don't do as much damage and they use more power than a fixed one of the same size. So if you can get away with fixed, usually the better, but some weapons, they don't work that well. Like multi-cannons, you have to lead the target, hold the trigger down so they charge up. Trying to do that manually fixed will be hard. So yeah, gimbaled for them makes it easier, because I think the computer can do a better job of aiming than I can, basically. 20 Eliam, or Eliam, sorry, I've got the name wrong. This game, Elite Dangerous, it's like a sandbox space simulator, not quite simulator, but space world. I think I've got everything set up, so I'm just going to launch. Where, yeah, you do what you want, basically. You can be a trader, a merchant, a bounty hunter, combat pilot, an explorer. You just cruise around. You can play both offline and online with friends. You can get involved in various factions to try and boost or help that faction take over the universe. I'd say it's not simulator level, but it's like it's got... I don't want to say realistic physics, but it's works on like a physics spaceflight model. So it's not like dogfighting like in the Star Wars games. It's more like the spaceflight works more like it does in the more recent Battlestar Galactica series. You know, where you can go in one direction, flip the ship, but carry on going in that direction because of the momentum of the flight. That's how it works. So I prefer the combat side of the game. But I've done exploration and everything else. It's really just... it's one of those games where there's no story. It is what you make of it. And you need to find goals to have in it to enjoy it. So my current goal, because I've got some really big ships now that can just mash through most of the PvE content, which we do with friends. It's great. So my goal now is to find some smaller, faster, more maneuverable ships, but make them into ridiculous glass cannon sort of builds. I did put the guns on, didn't I? Yeah, they're all there. Okay. So what we're going to do with this, the railguns work different. They're effective against both shields and hull. The beam laser I've put on, the cheap beam laser, just so it doesn't use too much power, that's there to help me guide the railguns in. I'll show you how it works. Hey, Piranha Man. Nice to see you back. We're just doing a chill-out day today. I was going to start a new game today, but not been feeling that great, so rather than have to have something I need to focus and concentrate on, I thought we'll just play this and talk about other games, and games in general.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
So yeah, the type of weapons you want on a ship, it just depends on the job you got planned, because PvP can require a different setup, and just what you enjoy using and what you're best with. So the great thing is, you can make anything work in the PvE side of the game. So you just go with what you enjoy and what's easiest. I've got a Federal Corvette. My friend who I play with, he's got one. He prefers gimbaled pulse lasers, which in comparison to the fixed beams that I have, they're fairly weedy things, but they're a lot more power efficient. But he matches it up with a pair of huge overcharged plasma accelerators. So when anything gets really close, it's just like two volcanoes erupting in something's face. It just melts them. But they have to be close. And he has to be accurate with them. And they use a lot of power. And they tend to cook his ship a little bit as well. Whereas I didn't find that all that effective. So I put two huge chain... Well, they're called multi-cannons. They look like huge chain guns, mini guns. A bit like the guns off the Millennium Falcon, actually. And I've had a lot of success with those. Combined with a lot of fixed beam lasers, which are harder to aim. But they work really well. I think they work really well. Been on 7 Days to Die again? That's a game I should have a look at. Is it on GOG by any chance? You love the ship I had with the cannons? I had this one with the... You mean like the Gatling gun type of cannons at first? Yeah. They worked really well on this. They were gimbaled, so I didn't have to manually aim them. The computer did it. It looks really good. Because it depends on where they're placed on the ship. They were in the nose, so it felt like flying a Mosquito, you know, the World War II British aircraft. It like that had nose-mounted cannon, and that's what the ship reminds me of. And especially firing those with the looks of it, it looked great. But there's all sorts of stuff. The frag cannons, they're like space shotguns. It's an odd concept because I can't see how it would work in reality. But you get up close. You have to get up close, and it just fires a cloud of lead shot or bismuth shot or whatever it's supposed to be in the future. And they're good for nuking through, not nuking, but for obliterating hulls. But when you have 6 of them, and you can fire them with a double charge each. Thank you, GeForce Game Ready Driver. Thanks for that notification. They're lethal, but you have to get so close. It's like getting into a lift with 6 guys, and all 6 of them pulling out a double-barreled shotgun, aiming it at your face, and each one firing both barrels with a pull of the trigger. That's what it works, and it takes down the big ships faster than anything I've seen. I've not seen anything kill as fast. The only trouble is, you're out of ammunition by the time you've killed 6 targets, and you have to get close. That is the skill, but it's so much fun. So it's 6 kills, go away and reload. So that's why they're ideal for taking on like the assassination missions where you're told to go after one target. Doesn't matter how big a ship that thing is. It's going down. And this is me flying in a Chieftain, which is a cheap ship, comparatively speaking. It's a fraction of the price of most. So you kill the named target, you kill his wingman if he's got any, and you're gone. And it's so much fun. Hi, Monkey Lord. I have been to the edge of the galaxy, or near enough. Well, it wasn't really. It was about 5,500 light years away. That's as far as I intend to go, because there's nothing to kill out there. It's just exploring. But I enjoyed it, and I came back. Yeah, I should have a look. I was going to open a web browser up and look at 7 Days to Die, because you've mentioned it a few times, and I've seen other people talk about it, and I don't actually know what it is. That'll tell us when we get there, don't worry. Let's take a quick look. Oh, it's a zombie game? Ah, not zombies. It's a hairy bloke. Okay. A hairy naked bloke. I have seen enough. Right, let's kill some stuff in here. But I should maybe give it a try. Is it one that you can play with friends? Let's bring these out. Yeah. I will need to modify a few things to fit this up, I think. Let's find something to shoot. So you see my weedy little level 1 beam laser. It's going to do next to nothing. It'll do a bit of damage on shields. But we use that to guide my aim for the railguns. So let's go and see what we've got. There's a Federal gunship over there. He's coming right at me. He's almost certainly going to be a bad guy. Let's put a bit more energy into weapons. I have no idea how this is going to work power-wise. He's wanted. Boom! That gets hot really fast. Okay. We're going to have to do something about that. So you can see how the rails take a moment to charge up. And the beam laser I use purely to guide them on. Like that. Okay, I'm cooking myself now. But it is doing damage. Oh, I'm out of energy in that. Let me see if I can knock out his power plant. Just got to target the damn. There we go. So I've cooked myself good and proper. I would need to modify these to make them cooler. But the beam laser is great because it just guides them in. They should have armor piercing enough to go through his hull. I'm not damaging his power plant though, but that's the point of railguns. They can normally penetrate the target's armor. And if you shoot down the length of the ship, there's a mod you can put on called Super Penetrator, and it means that the rails, if they penetrate, they will damage everything along the path of the shell. Okay. We are seriously cooking ourselves. I'm going to probably have to kill this guy and return to base, I think. We'll ram him. I'm going to cook myself. I'm going to do it properly. Let's put the shield cell bank on. So the rails, I think they're fun to use. So there we go, it's gone. So as long as the target is under the gun sight by the time they've charged up, they're going to hit. There's no lead with them. They're really good. But boy, that got hot. That got really hot. Let me put the guns away. See if I can cool off faster. I don't think I can engage in too many combats like that. Yeah, look at those modules. Look at those modules. So another fight like that, and I would literally cook myself. There are ways to fix that. One way is obviously to not have so many railguns on. But that would defeat the purpose. Another way, you can engineer the ship so it runs cooler, which will make a bit of difference. I don't think it'll make enough difference there. There is a mod you can put on the railguns which gets rid of a lot of the heat that they generate. See you later, Jaffo. Enjoy your dinner. What's the other option? You can deploy heat sinks, but you can only deploy so many of those, and I couldn't keep them going for the length of that fight. I'd love to go and take on that Anaconda, but I would definitely cook myself. Who's he fighting, though? There's only pirates here. We can take on an adder. Let's take on an adder. Just for fun. He's nearly dead anyway. Boom! Oh, the other way you can do this is on the beam laser that I use for aiming. You can put a thermal vent mod on there, which reduces heat, but if I want this to work, I'm gonna have to get rid of the heat that the guns generate themselves. The ship's not going to cope with that. What the hell is that right next to me? I'm under attack? No, I think I'm just caught in the crossfire. Anaconda. Oh, I would so love to take that. It's worth a fortune. Let me find some other stuff. Something that's involved in this fight that's half beaten up. That's the way to do it. Nothing that's in a wing either. I don't want to pick on 3. Federal dropship. How's he looking? His shields are nearly down. Okay, let's zap him. He's not in a wing. Boom. Well, I'm knocking him down. I'm not going through his armor and damaging the thing, so that's kind of a disappointment. Damn, I shouldn't have shot that last one. I should have. 250% heat. Wow. I can fry eggs on the dashboard. But he's dead. Okay. We're obviously going to have to find some way of... If I want to use that many railguns... It was easier using the plasma, I am really surprised to say. I'm shocked. I thought the plasma would overheat more than the railguns. But the railguns are definitely overheating more, but I'm firing them more often as well. Anyway, there's a chance I'm not going to make it back to the station if I carry on doing this. How's he looking? I mean, there's certainly more efficient and effective ways of killing off NPCs than this. But I wanted something fun and a bit silly. It's definitely fun. It's not viable to use at the moment. Can I take on... I'm going to take on that anaconda, you know. Let's find something... Multi-cannon. Where's his power point? Power plant, there we go. I guess the other advantage of rails is that you can engineer them so you can shoot them from like 6 kilometers away. Make them into a sniper. Like that. And I don't think they have drop-off. Maybe they do have drop-off. Everything's broken, look. Everything's broken. I think I should probably leave. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get him. Let's go. Full power to shields and let's just leave.
Frameshift drive charging.
Got him upset. Has he turned away? Oh, he has. He's turned away. Got other things attacking him. Right, I'm coming back. I'll have another go. Simmerframe, you fit a couple of Gatlings? Yeah, they're really good. I use them on here before. On my Corvette, I've got 4 fixed beams for dealing with the shields, and then 2 huge multi-cannons, the Gatlings. They are so nice to use. And the huge ones are better, not just because of the damage that they have, because there's no spin-up time. You press the button and they instantly fire. They look a little bit like those Bofors guns from World War II, the pom-pom guns, the way they work. I shouldn't have fired that. That was a bad shot. Guy's got his shields back up now, look. So this build was an attempt to see if I could just play with something fun. And you can see I'm totally cooking myself. I've got to go. I've got to go. That's not a good idea. I need to seriously engineer the guns if I want to do that. It's a nice idea though. I don't use the Game Glass app. I've seen Down to Earth Astronomy recommends it. Oh, this doesn't seem to be handling all that well. Funnily enough.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
So that was a proper barbecue. I have never cooked my ship as much as that. I guess it's just the rate of fire you can achieve with the railguns. It's a lot faster than you can with plasma. And I guess that's where the issue is. It's fixable with engineering. But whether I want to do it... it's another matter. So what's this Game Glass app like? Is it pretty good? Makes the buttons and stuff easy to manage? It's like, oh, voice attack? Oh, okay. But you don't actually play it through the tablet though. The tablet's just like is it like an extra like in the control panel where you can just reach out and activate things? Oh, is my Super Cruise Assist broken? I'm gonna guess it is. But hang on. Oh, wait a minute. Where's my power plant? Well, the Super Cruise Assist, it shouldn't... The cargo hatch is dead. Right. Oh, wow, okay. Health. Can I bring that online? No, it is actually dead. So, I proper cooked myself there. That was quite funny. The cores are okay. It's all the optional internals and the weapons. Yeah, that's purely through heat damage. Interesting. So you push the buttons in the game glass, it pushes the keyboard binding for you. That's really nice. Do you know what? I was wondering... I didn't appreciate that's what Game Glass did. I thought it was more for viewing your ships and stuff offline. And stats and planning and stuff like that, materials. But that's really cool. So I've got some Elgato Stream Decks. And I was wondering if I could use them as extra key bindings. I'm sure I probably could if I figured out how. But that sounds pretty useful. But I'm lucky I've got a good joystick and throttle setup. And I can reach over quite well. But I mean... My friend was asking today, how do people on console manage with just the buttons on a controller? And I genuinely didn't know, so I imagine Game Glass would be like really useful for that. Because the amount of key bindings I have is insane for this game. You didn't manage? Oh, that explains it. Yeah, that's another thing with the joystick. Like, on the base of my joystick, there are 12 buttons. And I can probably remember what 6 of them do. And other things that I can't remember. I should probably put some little stickers on or something just as a prompt. The fire buttons and stuff, no problem. It's the ones on the base that you reach for with your fingers. And it's easier on the throttle. But yeah, it is a job trying to remember everything. It takes hours of play to really sort of embed it in. You keep forgetting what I know, I'm the same. You're in the middle of a fight, and one that gets me all the time, is this. Right? I know what the buttons are for looking at my side panels, but quite often I'll be flying along through Super Cruise and I'll suddenly think, oh, let me see what's in the nav panel, and oh god, it's the other one. And then I do that all the time. I don't know whether that's because I'm crap or whether it's because I've forgotten, or it's just I've got into the habit of pressing the button one way or another. I've got it's like a little hat switch, this, and depends whether I push or pull or look up or down. I remember thinking this was an absolute pain in the arse way to play the game because I kept getting the wrong stuff when I first started. Is there like a free trial of Game Glass, or is it just like just a set subscription service? Bethesda made an app for the Pip-Boy for free for Fallout 4. I didn't know that. Something you can play through a phone or tablet. I didn't play Fallout 4. I played the ill-fated Fallout 76 when it first came out. That was one of my pre-order mistakes. I very rarely pre-order a game, and it's just been very bad luck that the ones I have pre-ordered I've not enjoyed, but that was one of them. Game Glass looks like the same sort of thing, but for Elite Dangerous and Star Citizen. I always wondered if I should play Fallout 4. I know people say it's good, but I've never really been a huge fan of the post-nuclear, apocalyptic setting of any game, really. So my railguns, I like the railguns. I like the way they work. My plan was to fit a ship with full railguns. Maybe I just need a ship that handles the heat better, because the range isn't an issue on these things, and trying to aim isn't an issue. So I don't need the fastest ship in the world. Maybe my Fer De Lance just doesn't handle heat as well as something like a Chieftain or a Challenger might. I'll have to research that up, because I don't know, honestly, which are the best. But my plan with the railguns was to mod them for short range. It cuts the maximum range down by half, but it increases the damage by 65%. It also increases the heat output by a lump, but there's another mod I can add on which negates all that. But then, oh god, I've done it again! I've done it again! talking when I should be asking for permission to enter the damn station. So yeah, so basically I can mod the railguns for massive extra damage at short range and negate the heat build-up from that, but then that still leaves us back at square one with heat. So if my ship can't handle the heat from an unmodded gun, it's not going to handle the heat by the time I've asked about with all that, if that makes sense. So that was the goal of trying that little thing out today. It's left me none the wiser for how to use rails, to be quite honest. Fallout 4 with Sim Settlement 2 mod. Oh, you can build settlements in it? I didn't know. Like I said, I've not really looked too deeply at Fallout 4. You like the clipper in this game? It does look nice. They do look nice. There's no denying that. I don't know if it'd be my sort of ship, though. I'm not overly struck on the Federal ships, apart from the Corvette. And oddly, the Federal assault ship, but I don't know if it's got great handling, but I don't know if the shields are good enough. But the Imperial ships, people have complained about like not the waypoints, the hard points and stuff on them. I'm gonna have another fine to pay in here, aren't I? Or did I get out just in time? Don't know. Just like the design of it. It's only the ones I like the look of. Is it the Orca and the Beluga? They're sold as luxury passenger liners, and they look the part. You could imagine one of them sailing across the Atlantic with all the rich people on, going for a luxury cruise across the Caribbean, couldn't you? They look superb. I love it when you're coming into or out of a station and you see one coming in. They look really sleek and nice. That is my landing pad there. And let's go in and drop this down. There we go. Hey, no fines to pay. 56 grand repair bill for cooking myself, though. Yes, that didn't quite work. So they're using the beam laser to guide the rails is really good, but I need to get more damage out of the rails. I need to deal with the heat. So I'm going to have to go and spend some time on a spreadsheet, I think, and figure that out. Getting the cutter was quite a pain for you, though. It's a bit of a grind getting those ships, isn't it? I'll switch back to the Corvette. I think I'm finished with experimental builds for the day, at least with those. At least with what I've got here. Should have the Corvette here. Oh, ship transfer. I'm not going to pay to transfer everything. The most effective is still that Chieftain. That's still the most effective ship I've got for single target kills with the frags. Absolutely love it. Here, yeah, the Corvette. It was kind of a pain to do. The reputation grind. Yeah, I didn't worry about the first half of the grind. I just did missions for factions and took on pirate killing missions. And if there happened to be a delivery mission going where I was going, I'd take that. And I waited till I got within about 3 ranks. And then I thought, right, I'm going to finish this because I want a Corvette to kit out. And so I just let the most of the rank grind happen when it happened. And it took a while, but I was doing other stuff in the game. So it didn't feel like a grind. And then, when I finished that off, I did it on boom time delivery missions. I found a little loop in Federation space. It wasn't the ones that are posted on the board for courier missions. This was to pick up... There was one station which dropped loads of missions saying, deliver 192 tons of superconductors to this other place. And there'd be 4 of them together. So you could just stack them up. Sometimes you get follow-on missions to take 20 or 30, which would fit in the ship. And they're all to go to this other... It was between EP, Eridani, and... No, it wasn't. Well, it was between 2. I could look it up if anyone's interested. Anyway, it just went really quickly, and it was quite good fun. So it didn't feel like too much of a problem for me. No, there's no new rovers, not that I know of. There's just I think there's a light one and a heavy one. Or is that the bays? Is that might be the bays rather than the vehicles? Because I thought there would be different rovers. I was looking around online. I couldn't see any mention of it. So as far as I know, there's just the one. It'd be good if you could have like a combat one and another one that was better at prospecting minerals. It would. I'd like that. I'd like a bit of variation. The trouble is, with the elite devs, they've got a decent game here, but I feel like they like to work on something and then think, right, we've done that, finished, next, and don't ever look back at stuff. Like a lot of the missions that we do, there's so many little buggy things in. There's pirate kill missions, and sometimes you get there and it says you need to go and talk to a contact, but he's in this system. So you fly to that system, and the contact will spawn in the star, inside the star, and you can't get to them. And that's been a problem for a while. What other problems have we found? There's lots of little things that just don't work quite as they should, and but it feels like the developers have. But we did that 2 years ago. We don't need to look at that again. We're working on this now, and they've got other plans and ideas. So it's a funny thing. Think this Galaxy this size would be great for player-owned industry? Think it would feel a bit like EVE Online then? I like the idea. And I love the idea of like a player-run economy where bits that are worth buying, modules and stuff, are the best ones are made by players. It gives players incentive to build and produce and supply the materials for it. And I love the idea of that. They had a player-run economy like that in Star Wars Galaxies, and it was the best crafting system of any MMO I've ever played. So I'd like to see that, but I don't know how that would affect the online and offline play. Because I imagine anything... I'd love it if they could say, all right, you can do that, but it has to be online only. Because that would force players into online only. It would encourage players to group up, to protect each other. It might encourage a bit of piracy, a bit of open warfare between squadrons and guilds. That sort of stuff would be interesting. But the reality of it is, if you were moving a load of expensive materials and stuff, you'd just log on to the offline and just do it there where you can't be attacked. So, which is understandable. I logged earlier to get out the way of being chased down by a player. So it's the way it works. But the way they've got this, so there's offline and online, I don't know which one they want it to be the main game, if that makes sense. Yeah, it'd be good making your own stations and stuff. And cargo traffic, yeah. That's what the game really needs, really. The option. One thing I wanted to do when I got into this game was be a pirate. Not like a nasty pirate that killed everyone. There's no money in that. But just to take a little fee, a bit like you know, you pay your duty if you want to travel through this zone, and take some goods off them and let them be on their way. So I wanted to do that, but it tends not to work out that well. And the way it is at the moment, you can do it, but it's such a pain to do it. It's just not fun. Trader ships could be NPC controlled. Now that'd be interesting. Yeah, you could, and you can maybe, if you could set a time when the convoys were active, encourage a bit of scouting. I don't know. There's just ideas. I don't know if it would work in this game, but yeah, the idea of a friendly pirate would be the Jack Sparrow of Elite Dangerous. I'm sure such a thing is possible. You get gentleman pirates. Right, so I say, sir, I see you're carrying 50 tons of larve brandy. If you leave 10 of them with me, I'll let you be on your way. As I charge up the huge plasma accelerator. Yeah, I think that sort of thing would be fun. But from what I gather at the moment, though, you have to launch a series of hatchbreaker limpets at the target after getting the shields. Do you have to get the shields down? I don't know, actually. Which pulls out a ton at a time of goods, and then you have to scoop these things up as they're being left in space all the time. The guy's trying to get away and make your life harder, and it doesn't sound like fun to me. And I think in one instance, a guy made a video on what you have to do, and you have to ram the target. Now, maybe this was for NPCs. You disable the drive, but if it's spinning too fast afterwards, then you have to ram it from the other way until it stops spinning before the hatch breakers can actually work. I think that was the issue. So I watched a couple of guides and thought, it looks like a lot of work for not very much. It's an interesting idea, Stroy Chick. I do like the idea of player-owned industries and things, so it would be nice. Well, folks, I think because my headache is building up, I've got the start of a cold today. Hoping it'll be gone by Thursday. I'm streaming again. I'm gonna disappear and leave it at that. I've tried out the 2 builds I wanted, the all plasma, which is doable. That one is doable. The all rails, I don't think it's doable the way I want it. But I'm not giving up. We maybe just need a better ship for the job. So we're going to go away and look up that. But we shall see where we go. We'll see where we go. Oh, I forgot. I've got to go now because I am doing some online role-playing with some friends. Yes, we can't meet up with anyone. Haven't been able to for months. So we've started like a Roll20. It was D&D, but I think it's Call of Cthulhu they're playing at the moment. Anyway, I missed the last 2 sessions because I'm crap and didn't check my messages. So I'm going to go and catch up with them and see if I can make a character go insane, which is the point of Call of Cthulhu, I think. Anyway, folks, I'll catch you again on Thursday afternoon, 3 p.m. UK time. Elite Dangerous is a game we're going to drop into on the stream every now and again because I just enjoy it, and there's so many things to try and do. And so do hang around if you want to see a bit more of that. Thursday we're starting a new game, unless my voice has really gone and I'm under the weather. So we'll pick a game for then. Plague Tale: Innocence, Crusader Kings 3, Deliverers the Moon. Those are the 3 I'm thinking of. Drop some ideas in Discord if you've got any more plans. If you'd like to see anything different, let me know. I'd love to hear. And Stroychick, thank you for the follow. Nice chatting to you today. So, folks, have a great night, and I shall see you next time. Good night.